Ba-da-dee-dee-dee. Ba-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. I'm streaming, we're getting ready for stream. Hi, Kit Kat, how you doing? There's a Kit Kat. Dave will be back here just in a momento. Un momento. How is the Kit Kat doing? Yes, 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 yes. Da 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 da. I forgot to set up the Discord. Oh, I'm a dum-dum. I need to get that worked on. Yeah. Cool, you're doing good. Yeah, thank you for joining us again for this lovely stream of ours. We're going to lose our minds again, or at least I will. Watch it roll away, roll away. Let's see, I have... There's no way I can afford that sparrow. Alright. Trying to keep a binder I have set up on my desk here, and it's not working. And I lost a mouse. Squeak, squeak. So yeah, we're just getting started. We're gonna have some fun. Well, you're gonna hear me probably crash a lot of things. I didn't crash, it broke that way. Actually, the last I remember, I think I was walking back with a Mr. Jack, which is, he's kind of like the sheriff of the town. Dave will probably be able to fill in on that detail. So, it'll be interesting, and I get to adopt the Russian accent again. But not sound like Victor. Victor is much more happy sometimes, yes? Hello? Da? But it is, Euros, he is a little more subtle, little softer tone. Or stronger, deeper tone, excuse me. I don't know where it got softer. It's soft in the head right now, for me, yes. Let me unmute the desktop, because if Dave does get back, he'll be live. I missed that. Oh dear, Victor is still here. I do need to talk to a gentleman about maybe getting avatar custom for VR chat again. I don't stream it, but at least I can visit you all once in a while, when I can. It's just how it works. But if I go Euros is Hunter, so he's not going to be same. He somehow became Russian because there's going to be certain things there. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to open this up. I got something. I got a sticky note right here in my way. Dave's got cooler music than I do. Yes, I do. It is.
I mean, the music I use is just free
Dave!
lo-fi stuff.
Yeah, Dave! See, Kit-Kat? He's here.
Yes, I'm here. I'm back. I had to go take care of a couple things here, so we're still gonna be a couple of minutes here because I'm still finishing writing up the intro.
Yes. I can only remember walking back with Jack. That's it. I was like, I don't remember anything else outside of visiting that cool place with the plants.
You dropped off the parts to get your Sparrow built, and that's where Jacqueline was mentioned because you caught eye with the red Sparrow that she has in the garage there.
That I'm going to steal. I'm going to steal it. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm making this character go down a dark path. They're all going to die in the town.
Speaking of dark paths, check out Bife's new video when you get a chance.
Wait, is there another one?
New one dropped today. It's about Dark Guardians. Give it a listen whenever you get some free time.
I really need to favorite his
I'm subscribed to his channel. I get all of his
yeah,
stuff. So.
exactly. See, I need to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
What Dave
that's
said, I need to do that.
I'm subscribed to the man. If you aren't already, you definitely should too. That
What
man is
is it?
incredible with lore.
Yeah, is it My Name is Bife or is it just
My name is Bife. Yep, all
yeah?
one word.
Let me see. Oh, wow, it came right up on that one. Here it is. Oh, he's got a cool emblem too. Nice. Ooh. Oh, no, don't make sound. Shut up. Stop that. Starts playing through it. I'm like, oh, it's going to pick up that real fast. Stop playing it. There we go. So now I am subscribed to My Name is Bife. Actually, I could have brought that up on that screen. Actually, I should be able to. Let me see. I don't know if it'll let... Oh, it did. Oh, sweet. Okay, I don't know if it's actually showing that or not. When I do this, hang on, I gotta switch screen. Oh, I forgot to switch screens. I'm dork. There we go. My name is Bife. He doesn't sound like that. He's got like a voice like Dave's, just a little different tones. Yeah, it's really cool. Great storytelling. Lore telling. There we go. Lore telling. I should say it right.
As he's known on his Twitter page, he's Lore Daddy.
Lore Daddy. Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
It's on his Twitter page. I'm not lying. Go look it up yourself.
I don't want to. Why is it echoing through on my computers? Oh, because I opened it up and it didn't like that. There we go. I'm trying to keep an eye on the page while it's like, ugh. Oh, I can close it on here. I have it on the... I can close that computer. I don't need it. That was dumb. I felt really smart there for a second. And then now I feel stupid again. My moment. Alright. Okay. Got this. I gotta remember the little thing I can do. The awoken traits. Yes. I must remember these. I can't believe I didn't even think of that either, though. I could have used that a few times for just some small things.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. My name is Bife. And then I've got our Roll20 page up, and I got the stat sheet here. Here's Dave's cool little picture right there. Which I need to talk to somebody about those things. Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah,
yes.
those things. Thankfully, nobody can see this page I'm pulling up. Which reminds me, I need to. I'm gonna just ask him real quick. I'm gonna harass him.
Who?
Spike.
Oh.
I just harass him for a moment. He's probably on a date with Rosie right now, though. Harass the crap out of him.
I've got
Okay.
that ready here.
What is all here? Okay. Is it bad? My heart's racing a little bit.
I mean, kind of. I mean, we're not even anywhere near combat, and you're worried.
Yeah, I know. It's the things I start to think of. And it's like, okay, it's okay, it's all right, it's all right. Dave's just gonna freak me out a few times. I bet, throw me off. It's all right.
Well, I gotta keep you on your toes. Anyway, we ready to start?
Whenever you are ready, great DM.
Okay. As always, if you're interested in looking into this game that we're playing here, you can go to dndestinyproject.com. They have the guidebooks for everything that we are going to be playing here. That includes the Bestiary, Player's Guide, and the Architect Guide. So if you're curious at all into exactly how this game functions, it's pretty similar to 5e. But if you're curious at all, go check out that website. Go show them some love. These guys put a lot of work together, kind of homebrewing this thing, and they made entire documents for this. Absolutely, go show these guys some love. Without them, we wouldn't be playing this.
And there's a link for you all so you can see it. I pulled up the page real quick, so I'll leave it up so I can flip it back and forth if I need to when we're doing things. But I'll leave it to you, Dave.
All right. And as always, we'll be talking to people during breaks and at the end of this. But in game, we're going to be just playing the game here. So that being said, we're going to get back into it. So, when last we left Uro Shale in his ghost diving bell, the pair had made their plans to get to the last city, and after discussion with the Stonehorn's town mechanic, Mr. Allen, Earls convinced him to build a sparrow so long as Earls could acquire some parts from a nearby junkyard. He loaned him a sparrow and allowed him to get down over to the junker where he needed to be. After some searching and acquiring a couple of parts, a fallen ketch happened to spot him and dropped in a fallen squadron into the junkyard. After some gunfighting and an amazing display of power from Uros, the captain was quickly dispatched and the two remaining minions attempted to flee. But Uros was quickly there to take them down so they could not escape. After making his way back, taking the long way around, Uros dropped off the parts to Mr. Allen and he agreed to build a sparrow, and it'd take him a couple of days to build him. So now, Uros has a couple of days with some time to kill. So at this point, it's pretty much nightfall. The town's it's quieter. The tavern's really buzzing though. There's a lot of noise coming from there. It sounds like it's kind of, the nightly ritual. Everyone's there eating, drinking, having a nice time. Are you in the tavern, or where would you like to go?
Why don't we go to the tavern? I'd like to go. Let's go over to the tavern. And DB is still in my pack, right? Like he's hidden away.
DB is still in your pack.
Good. Okay, good.
He's just
I don't want him
out there
because they still don't know about him.
No, they don't. So you make your way to the tavern. You do see a lot of people there. Everyone's kind of gathered around the screen, and everyone's watching the Crucible matches. And this immediately kind of strikes you because you think back to Jin's words about him mentioning that that some people here don't like Guardians. But you're clearly seeing a group of people watching them have it out on screen. Do a perception check for me.
Oh boy. I gotta remember. Perception. Here it is. Oops, I'm in the wrong spot here.
12.
So you can't see there. There we go.
So you do notice, it's mostly a large group of males that are congregated around the screen. But in the back, there happens to be two figures back there, just not really participating.
Are they at the opposite?
They're kind of sitting in the corner, just kind of drinking to themselves.
What do they look like?
They're both older gentlemen. One of them's he's got silver hair, kind of a grizzled beard.
Okay.
They're both wearing the same kind of garb that you see a lot of folks wearing around town. Kind of like the shirt, jeans, kind of a look.
Okay.
They don't stand out outside of the fact that they're just not joining the rest of the group.
Do I see a spot near the bar itself that I could sit at?
There's a spot on the end.
I'm gonna go sit down.
All right.
I'm
So
assuming
immediately Mel
Mel.
notices you
Yep.
and smiles at you and says, "What can I get you?"
How about something to eat again, Mel, and maybe some water or something. I need something.
All right, I'll take care of you. And she walks into the back. So you're hearing a lot of like the crowd's kind of getting really into the match behind you. Do you turn and look at the screen?
Yes, I want to see what's going on.
So what you're seeing is a 3-on-3 survival match, and you're seeing two guardians, a warlock and a titan, and they're fighting it out, and it's spectacular energy. You're seeing lightning clash, you're seeing void shield, you're seeing hard hitting, just incredible violence, and these guys just can't get enough of it.
Hmm. Is Mel come back around yet, or?
Yeah, Mel comes back around and she's got kind of a clam chowder,
Hmm. Okay.
and she brings you a mug of water.
Oh, thank you, Mel. Um, Seems like they really like Guardians or something from the way they're acting watching that show.
she chuckles like, "Please, that's the only thing that there is to watch."
Oh, there's nothing
But
else
you
on,
gotta
huh?
admit, that's so fun to look at, though, right?
So do they like these Guardians, or is this just because it's something to watch still, huh?
Well, it's combat sport, really. I mean, who? How could you not want to watch that? And plus, yeah, I
Did you?
mean, there's not exactly any place making any movies or any TV shows these days.
Yes. Well, it doesn't seem like everybody's enthused as I point out the two gentlemen in the corner.
And she just kind of looks over like, "Oh yeah, that's Brian and his brother."
Oh, the brothers. Okay. Do they just not like watching the show either? Seems like everybody else seems to.
She kind of leans over and she's like, "They're kind of the older folk. They don't really care for the risen."
Reason. Oh, the what they call Guardians.
And she nods at you. Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they have some stories about old guardians who did terrible things to people. I don't know. I don't know the whole story. It sounds just like a whole lot of.
Guardians.
Hmm?
Guardians who did terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
What? What? Who are they, or who were they if they were still alive? And why?
She she kind of looks down a little bit at the table and just kind of scratches a bit on the board and goes, "That may be something you want to ask them,
Would
but
it
I'd
be?
be careful. They're not exactly the most warm type."
Would it be wise if I bought them the drink first?
That might be a start.
How about I do that? I will take them the drinks myself. Be polite about it. And if they don't want to talk,
She
that's them.
kind of gives you like that side look, like, "Okay." And she goes and grabs 2 ales and she sets it on a tray and brings it over to you.
Alright, so I pick up the tray and politely walk over, offer them a couple of drinks, and introduce myself. Hello, my name is Yoros Shale. Thought I'd buy you two gentlemen a drink.
Yo, that blue fell from town.
Yes, sir.
He just kind of gestures for you to sit across from him.
I said.
He grabs a glass and just starts drinking.
So, how long have you two been here, or if you don't mind me asking? I don't wish to pry. I'm just curious.
Been here a long time. And he's staring daggers at you right now.
Oh, oh boy. You guys don't like watching these Guardian game things that they're playing?
Guardian game things? Is that what they're calling them now?
I have no idea. I just calling it that because I don't know what to really. They call it the other name. I don't really have an interest right now to watch anything like that. We
Hmm.
got enough violence out there.
uh, Violence. And he goes and lights a cigar. He just blows the smoke in your general direction. Why are you talking to me?
You two aren't sitting over with the rest of them who seem happy about watching that stuff. I
What
figured
exactly do you know about them? And he points to the screen over there.
all I know is they are called Guardians. They have, from what I can tell, lots of abilities. But are they just doing it for sport all the time? Don't they serve a better purpose for all?
He kind of just cracks his neck a little bit and just kind of leans forward. And just looks at you. Goes, "Those people up there are monsters."
How are they monsters? Please tell me. I would love to know.
He looks over at the screen and looks back at you. Looks back at the screen and says, "You think anyone here do anything like you see on that screen there? You tell me that's not a monster." And he leans back and just takes a drag of the cigar.
So have they been doing bad things then? Aren't these guardians supposed to be for the light? For good?
You ever hear the warlord's son?
No, not really.
See, before they started calling themselves guardians, they were just the risen. And then they became the warlords. And they terrorized people. They enslaved people. They killed them because they went against them. And sure, you had the Iron Lords to come clean up the mess. But did they do any better? And he reaches for the ale and he downs the remaining glass and he slams it down. They are nothing but an abomination on this planet.
Did they let the power that they got to help others, they used it against the people they should be protecting? The world they should have been protecting?
Exactly.
This is horrible. They should never have gotten that power.
Oh, isn't that an understatement?
But they were chosen by this light. How and why? Wouldn't the light have been taken away from them and then their power would be gone?
So, do you think if I knew that, I'd be where I'm at? Do you think
True.
anyone knows how they're chosen? All you know is, all anyone knows is, you gotta be dead first.
Dead first. So they were dead. The word risen. I understand now. I don't
And he just
understand.
like, yes. Just kind of gestures with his arms, like, oh, he gets it now.
But I do not understand why they still had it when they were doing such horrible things.
I can't tell you why they did what they did. I can only tell you what they did. And he kind of lowers his head down a little bit, and he pulls the cuff of his shirt down a little bit, and he shows you a very deep and almost like a boiled like scar across his chest. This is what their searing flame did to me.
That is not acceptable in any way. Why did they do that to you?
It's not why.
Just because they did it? For fun?
Yeah.
Then they should never have deserved the power that they were given. Nor should they have been brought back if they were like this.
That we can agree.
Those who are given that gift are there to protect the people in the world that they are on.
You notice that his brother has not said a word, and he's just staring at you.
Try not to make too much eye contact with him. But thank you for the stories and the information about what they can be like out there. I'd like to buy you two gentlemen another drink before I go. Would that be acceptable?
He is gonna roll perception on you. I must apologize. I didn't have the D20 out. So we're going to the bag.
The moment. Is it a good D20?
He just looks at you and just goes, "Keep him coming, then."
Alright, I will buy you both gentlemen another drink for your time. I appreciate that. And I signal to Mel to have her bring two more over and leave them with their drinks. Did I eat my meal yet? I just realized.
You kind of left it sitting on the counter because you decided to go talk to these gentlemen first.
So I'll go back over to the bar and eat what food's there anyway.
All right, yeah,
I completely forgot about that.
It's a little cool, but it's still warm enough where it's not going to be bad. So it's all right.
For some reason, it doesn't bother euros. He'll eat it either way. Oh man. So I'll finish up my meal. Mel, how much do I owe you for the drinks and the food you gave me?
Let's see.
Where's my glimmer? Glimmer is right here. That Dave's gonna have
The
me
drinks
do
are
math.
10 apiece, so that's 440. And then your meal would be 20. So 60.
Okay, I gotta do math, and I suck at this. Somebody do math for me on there.
Just subtract 60.
I can't do that well. My brain doesn't.
Why? Why not?
Because my brain don't function that way. I'm not a math person. There we go. Oops. Oh, my keyboard. No, stop that. There we go. I used a calculator just because my brain doesn't want to work. I'm trying to do multiple things. Leave me alone. All right.
Also, that reminds me, you didn't need to also subtract 1,000 for the sparrow.
Did I not do that? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'll take
think
a
you did. No.
No, because
you
it's still up.
you
Should be
now.
12.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me, because see, I
Yep. I had to double
Did
check because I wasn't
Yeah, I
sure
wasn't
you
up there.
did it, so I went and peeked and like, okay, yeah, you gotta do that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for reminding me. I like to keep it
Yep.
honest game, please. Yes. And if not, I would have said let's change it if it happened later on too, because I don't like doing it. I want to keep it as real. Yeah. So I'm going to finish my meal, bid Mel a good night, and go up to the room and have a talk with DB.
All right. So you get the table cleaned up. Mel takes care of that, and you head off to your room. So you close the door behind you, and DB pops out and goes, "Well, that's been quite a day."
Yes, DB. What is it with the Guardians that did horrible things? I don't waste
DB
time.
just kind of like he kind of like sort of just kind of like enters deeper into the room and goes, "Well, the story of that is that in the beginning, when the Risen were first born, not all of them were technically people that should have been
Chosen?
risen. Chosen's not the right word." And DB kind of turns to you and goes, when I was looking for you, I was looking for someone who is capable of wielding the light as a weapon. It's not necessarily about morality.
But if they don't have any direction in life that other than destruction, what is there going to be a purpose for them? They're not going to have any
Well, that's
control,
kind of what
really.
the last city is trying to establish with the Guardian Order. They're trying to have the Guardians protect the last bastion of humanity.
So what happens when the Guardian goes bad?
Well, and this is where it gets a little interesting. DB goes, there are some Guardians that just go dark.
I guess I can see and understand why,
It's and he's
but
kind of like going back and forth like it's so hard to explain. Not all Guardians have the same level of morality as you, for example. You are genuine and caring, but not all Guardians feel the same way. Some feel more inclined for their own selfish reasons. There's stories of a nasty hunter out there, I believe. What was his name? Dredgen something? And DB kind of, he's like thinking, it's like, I can't remember.
so this
And I'm actually, for the sake of wisdom here, I'm going to have DB do an intelligence check. And because I want him to be separate from myself, I'm going to do this in game. 17. Okay.
DB's rolling.
So, what DB can recall is the story of basically the tale of Dredgen Yor and when he killed a couple of citizens of the city. Out of game, you might remember the story when it was the two people who were talking to Dredgen Yor and asked to see his piece, and it got violent.
I remember some of that, yes.
You may remember some of that, but he kind of recounts that specific story of a guardian who wielded a cannon that killed he killed 3 people.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. I remember some of it. I do remember that part of it too now that you brought it up. Oh, wow.
So DB
Whew.
recants the story and that he can't remember the name. It's just he remembers Dredgen.
All right. Is this
But this is just going back into character. But this is just one example of one Dark Guardian. There's been a few, in at least what people have been telling me anyway.
So there are Dark Guardians, as you call them, out there. Okay. So
He kind of looks down like, yeah, unfortunately, but you don't really hear about it very often. It's actually a very rare occurrence ever since the Iron Lords came and stepped in. When the Iron Lords stepped in and took down the Warlords, they pretty much took down many of those who were considered selfish and oppressive.
DB, how do they take down a Guardian or deal with them?
DB just kind of gets a little closer. He goes, I don't know, and I don't want to know. And he's like shaking, almost like shaking his head at you, like, I don't want to know.
These Dark Guardians must have ghosts similar to you, correct?
I don't know. I've never met one before. And frankly, I hope to never meet one. And he kind of like moves around the room, like he's almost like kind of like float pacing.
Something we'll may have to find out later on then. I am tired. It's been a long day and an interesting one. Why don't we get some rest? Or at least I will get rest. Just stay out of sight.
DB nods. He goes, yeah, I've got a few files I want to look over here anyway.
Alright, but stay alert and make sure you're not seen, okay? Remember, we need to be stealthy with you. We need to keep you out of sight.
If the door flies open, I go back into the pack.
Alright. I'm gonna lay down and try and rest. And then see what tomorrow holds.
Okay. So, you... Oh, hang on. Technical issues. So, sorry.
Those moments.
So you drift off into sleep. And you're starting to dream. It's very similar to the last dream. You're standing in a similar room. But it's different. There's no roof to this structure. And you can look up and you're seeing a sea of stars. And you're feeling something in your chest, like something almost pulling at your heart, just a little bit. You're looking up at the stars, and there's a feeling of a calling to you. Deep down, you already know what this is, but you never knew until just now. There's a name that echoes in the back of your mind. What would you like to do?
Who's there? Literally, it's asking, who is this? Where are you? Just yelling it out.
Your voice echoes and bounces off the walls in the room and almost like loudly claps back at you, like almost at the same volume. But you get no response.
Do I see anything else in the room?
Make a perception check.
Perception. There it is. Ooh.
That nat 20 on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, It's actually very dark in the room that you're in. You're only really able to kind of see the floor that you're standing on. You can't really even see the walls that are in front of you, but if you look up, it's the sea of stars.
Is there anything unusual about any of the stars? Would I see
Nothing
that?
unusual. It's very similar to what you would see in the night sky if you have absolutely no city lights. You see like the Milky Way. Like you
Okay.
basically like it's so you're seeing the galaxy like in the sky itself.
So pretty much space.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's space and all its grandeur.
Okay.
But
So
you're
space.
feeling like in your chest something is pointing in that direction out there for you.
Can I walk forward? Is the it's you said it's dimly lit, right? Or for what
It's
I
it's
can.
very dimly lit, so you can only maybe see about 10 feet in front of you.
So I want to walk forward a little bit, like slowly, just walk forward.
All right, clack, clack, clack. You're hearing your heels hitting the rock as you're making each step, and that sound is echoing off the walls as you're walking.
Okay. Hmm. Unusual.
But as you're walking, you're not approaching anything in front of you. You still can't see anything. You just seem to keep walking. And you just keep
Is
walking and going.
is the pull in my chest in a specific direction?
It is more or less just pointing up at the sky. Like, it's not pointing in any like direction you can walk in. It's like kind of like going straight up. Like it's not like a physical pulling that you're feeling. It's the sensation of like you're it's like a place that you feel like you want to go, but you don't really know where it is yet. And before you're able to take another step, you snap out of the dream and you wake up.
Okay, that was an interesting dream. Yes.
And DB's starting to float over your head. He goes, "I found something. I found something."
You found something? What? What? So I sit up. I'm sitting up now.
So he's like, "So I've been going over some files I discovered inside the facility, and I happen to come across something that I think you might find very interesting." And he pulls up a text file, and he's basically going to read it because it's in English, and I know you can't read English. So
Yes, I can't read
so he
that.
pulls up a text file.
Look, funny symbols.
So that what he's able to find is it's broken text. The file is very degraded. You're able to see kind of like digitized like breaks on the like what looks like on a page. It almost looks like it was like digitally torn off of a notebook. And it just the text is just kind of almost kind of cut at that point, but you're able to see some sentences and it starts to build off into paragraphs. So what it reads is Day 37. Growth testing is nominal, but we're not able to produce this at a larger level. We're able to produce this within a matter of 5 kilometer radiuses, but if we even did this on a much larger scale, we're going to need to do something far more drastic. I hate to even think what kind of drastic the doctor would even think of. Day 41. Excuse me. Day 41. I'm come to the conclusion that this can no longer work. The amount of catalyst that we're going to need for this project to work is going to be astronomical. We're literally going to scorch the entire planet just to make the planet anew. This is impossible. We're not going to be able to make this work in time for the project to go through. We're going to end up considering this project scrapped, and unfortunately the technology is just going to be left behind. DB closes the file and goes, "This facility was meant to be a terraforming project." And he's staring at you. He's like looking at like kind of expecting you to know what that means, and is like, like,
Yes, I get it, DB. From what the stuff was down in there, they were doing something with the plants. They were trying to create something more. But
because but you don't. He goes. He's spinning around like kind of excited. He goes, "But you understand why this works here, right? This was the only successful project that worked because they can only do it in such a small place." And he kind of looks over out the window a little bit. Do you stop him?
DB, don't get too close to the window, please. Remember.
And he just kind of like goes back, but he goes, "They're able to grow fruit and plants and vegetables inside the facility so they don't have to worry about it out here. That's how this village is able to sustain itself."
Yes. Are you saying that they were trying to develop something that was more of an enclosed space for possible travels?
No. He shakes his head. No, they were trying to build a device that would terraform an entire planet. But based on the technology they used here, this project failed and was ultimately scrapped. This is the only living remnant of that project.
But they created a smaller version here.
This is the only one that exists.
So that book that Jack had with all the equations in it is possibly the formula for what they were working on here?
It makes sense. I don't know if that would be the case, but it's entirely possible that that book couldn't have been the formula to the terraforming project itself.
If we got the hold of the book, could you copy the pages?
I certainly could.
That way we do not take the original, we leave it here with them. This is theirs.
I could certainly copy the pages word for word. That won't be a problem.
We just have to get the book first.
He kind of he like tilts his head like, "Are you planning to steal his book?"
No. But I would like to go back down there and check that place out again. Maybe look around a little more as well. Maybe get a chance to look at the book if you can scan the book real fast. And see what else we find. We might be able to help many others if this does work.
All right, and DB just kind of hops back into the pack and readies himself, and you can hear him inside your head, and he goes, "Well, if we're gonna go back down there, you might want to think of a good reason for us to be down there."
Well, I figured I'd ask first. Talk to Jack again and ask him if it would be alright if I looked down there a little bit and see if there's anything that might help them.
It's gonna be a good place to start.
I don't want to just sneak in there and steal stuff. I'm not going to do that to them. They've been good to me so far, even though I've had to keep you a secret and the abilities I have so far. And I hate doing that, but not everyone here likes a guardian, so... By the way, DB, how are you talking in my head?
Oh, whenever I'm in your pack, I'm able to reach your mind through the radio.
Oh, yeah, curiosity's sake. Okay, well, let's go see if we can go talk to Jack. So I get up and leave the room.
All right. So you get up and you go seek to find Jack's office, and you do happen to find him. He's sitting at the table there. And he looks over you. Goes, "Oh, hey, blue fella, what's up?"
Hey, Jack. How are you doing this morning?
Typical as always. Everyone's getting ready to take their part in work, and I'm gonna go hunting here in a day or two.
Speaking of work, since I have time, is there anything I might be able to help you all out with?
And he just kind of looks around a bit. And he's just kind of got this expression like, I don't know. What is it? Would you like to do?
Well, if there's anything I can help with, I mean, I'm willing to do that. Since Mr. Allen is working on my sparrow, I have to wait a few days. Well, would you mind if I took a look down at that complex down below again? Maybe look at that book again just to see if there might be something?
Um.
Only with your permission, sir. I do not wish to make any choices out of that.
Now I need to know above game. Are you deceptive with him about the book?
No.
Okay.
I'm being straight honest with him. I just want to look at it and see.
Okay. He's still gonna roll perception on you because he's curious. What's your motives? And that's nat one. He's fucking curious. All right. He
That's supposed to be
sure. You can go talk to James. He might have some odd jobs that you can do, and he looks you up and down. Might be able to help you with an outfit too.
Oh, yes, I've had this stuff for a while now, I guess. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you see about getting yourself some new clothes there too while you're at it. And he's just kind of going back to polishing his rifle that he has.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jack. I'll go down and look first, and then I will talk to Mr. James and see what I can do to help you all out.
Yeah, and he just like waves like, "Yep, have fun."
And off to the complex I go.
Keep that fucking nat one. God damn.
I'm not even trying to hide it this time. I was like, hey, I'm not trying to do anything.
Yep.
I'm just asking.
No, he was just rolling a perception to see if he can figure out what your interest in the book was, and fuck, he's clueless anyway. Whatever. All right, so you make your way down to the facility. Is there any particular you're wanting to go back to where you found the book first? I'm assuming.
Yes,
Okay.
because I want to head there and see if I can get DB to copy it. Because hopefully nobody will be around. Hopefully. So.
Okay. So you happen to make your way down there. And in this room, you're actually seeing that there's 3 people in lab coats. One of them is a woman with brown hair that's kind of pulled back into a tight tail. The other 2, one of them is a male with short brown hair and a bit of a mustache on him. The other guy is short silver hair, clean cut, very, very clean shaven, and they appear to be working on some lab equipment that is inside the room.
Huh. Okay. Did they see me yet?
They have not noticed you. I mean, have you really walked into the room yet?
I'm assuming I'm just at the kind of entryway to where I can see them then?
Yeah, I mean, right now you're pretty much just in the doorway. You haven't really walked in yet.
Okay. Hello. Hope I'm not bothering you all. I might as well
The
just
brown-haired
introduce.
woman kind of jumps. Ah!
Oh, I am so
And
sorry. I
she's,
did not
oh,
mean to startle
oh,
you.
oh my god.
Are you
Oh,
okay?
oh, too much coffee. Oh
Oh,
god, too much coffee. Oh,
breathe
oh,
here.
wait. Oh,
Oh,
what?
I just
Ooh,
went back to that character. Just take a deep breath. It's okay. I
what?
just saying hello. I was trying not to scare you.
Uh, hi. Uh, who are you again?
My name is Yoro Shale. I am kind of new to the town. I am just looking to
And
check
she
out a
just
few
kind of
things.
like slowly like extends her hand for a handshake and just like not like expressionless on her face.
I shake her hand politely. Uh, Hello.
She doesn't really like necessarily shake back. She just kind of lets like you shake her hand and just kind of like, okay,
I
hi.
didn't. Hello. I didn't mean to scare you.
No, it's
I asked Jack if I
not
could come
that.
down.
She's just like, I've never seen one like you before.
Like me. Oh, you mean the skin and everything? Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I can promise you I am not here to hurt you or anything. That's what you're thinking. I'm just here
No,
to
no, no,
look.
no, no. I wouldn't. No, it's just. And she just kind of like tilts her head, just like, your eyes are glowing.
The yes.
How does that happen? And she's kind of goes to a data pad and she's like trying to closely study your eyes. Do you let her do this?
Yes. You
So she
can look.
gets okay, so she gets like pretty close up in your face, like examining your eyes, just like they almost produce like a natural light, but that kind of phenomenon is only seen in certain insects or bugs. Like, I don't understand. Is it bioluminescence?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've always had
And
these
she's
eyes,
just like,
so.
that is so interesting. And she just kind of like, oh, but well, how can I help you?
Well, I asked Jack if I could come down and maybe look around and see if I could find anything that might be able to help you all out.
Well, this is a laboratory. I'm not sure you're going to find anything that we haven't already found here.
Hmm. I asked if I could look at the book again that he showed me the other day to just see if there's something there that looked familiar to me.
And she just
If
kind of
it's all
looks at
right.
you. She's going to make a perception. She just kind of looks at you and goes, okay, the book's over there on the table. You feel free to read it yourself, but we've been all trying to crack it for a long time. Still can't really make heads or tails of it.
All right. Would it be all right if I sat down somewhere to look it over for a moment? Is there like a.
And she just kind of like motions her hand over to a stool that's just over next by the desk that's there.
Okay. So I'm gonna proceed over to pick up the book and sit down on the stool. Not very comfortable stool, but it's a stool.
Yeah, it's your basic leather stool. I mean, obviously no backrest, so your poor back. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, so make an investigation for me.
All right. Where is it? Oh God, it's -1 too. Oh, okay.
14. Okay.
I'll accept it. I'll take it.
So it's more or less what you've been looking at before. It's a lot of math equations, a lot of formulas that you're looking at that just doesn't make much sense. And DB just kind of signals in your head. I can't exactly scan it, but I'll try and read it here and I'll just copy it as you read the pages.
Okay, sorry I can't get the book alone, so you can just do it. Just let
It's
me
fine.
know. Let me know, and I'll just keep looking through like I'm reading it too.
Okay.
Try
And
to be
you
quiet as
just you
possible.
proceed to essentially just flip through the pages and read the book. You're not really going to be able to necessarily read this in the
Yeah.
same sense because this is just numbers and figures. Like you yourself are staring blankly at this and go, I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, because I
Well,
can't
actually, you know what?
read
For
it.
flavor's sake, make an intelligence check for me. This is just for flavor.
Alright, where is my intelligence? Oh, that is right there. Okay.
Well,
Oh,
that was a
well.
save.
Was it? Oh, shoot, I'm clicking the wrong thing.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's okay.
Where is it down here? Eh. Uh, okay. Oh, right there. I'm reading the wrong thing too. Isn't it great? See, I'm learning.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter because they were the same thing. But okay.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah. So we'll just go with the first roll for 17. So,
oh.
um,
Mm.
you're able to at least understand like there's numbers and that there is something to all of this, but it's still like leagues above your knowledge.
Oh,
So
okay.
you simply you're flipping through the pages and DB is taking down
Hmm.
what he's able to see through your eyes. After about 20
DB. Let's
minutes,
see.
the brown-haired doctor, whom still hasn't introduced her name yet, kind of walks back over to you and goes, "Are
Hmm.
you able to read that?"
No. Just be honest about it. Not really. I can't seem to make heads or tails of some of it. I was hoping it would
And she's just like, "Oh,"
jar some idea of what's going on.
and she just kind of pulls up a stool and like sits like across the table from me and goes like, "We've been trying so hard for the last 6 months, racking our brains trying to figure out what exactly this is. Like, how does this project work?" And all we can all everything is in that notebook, and
And nobody can read it.
she just shrugs like it doesn't make sense. Whatever they were using in the golden age that made this work is just, and she just kind of throws up, it's just beyond normal causality.
Well, I'm planning on going to the last city. Uh, I'm could copy a page down and maybe have somebody look at it.
She just kind of looks a little like,
We don't have to. I'm just asking.
we'd rather keep this here amongst ourselves.
That's fine. I'm not going to push the issue.
So, do you basically
Hmm.
get to the last page of the book?
Yes. I go
Okay.
through the entire thing. I want DB to be able to read that whole thing and
Okay.
copy as much as I
So,
can.
so DB confirms inside your head. He goes, "Well, I've gotten all I can get out of the book."
All right. Thank you for letting me look at the book. What was your name, Miss?
Oh, Dr. Julia Brown.
Thank you, Doctor. How long have you been down here doing this then?
My colleagues and I have been down here for, well, we've been at this for about 6 months, like I mentioned. We've been down here working on stuff inside the here for, oh, myself 5 years. Uh, Barry and Jake back there have been at it for at least 10 to 15.
Wow.
I'm kind of the new one around here, technically speaking.
Have you found anything that might lead to another place or other information that might be at another place or something, a location?
From all we've been able to gather on the notes on this project is that this was the sole location where they tested this device.
And this is all the stuff that's here?
She nods. Like, this facility is where they were building it. This is where they tested it. This whole Golden Age facility was built entirely for the sole purpose of creating. And she just kind of puts her hands like together and just like some kind of a terraforming bomb.
Bomb?
Yes, bomb. And she pulls out a data pad and she kind of scrolls through a little bit and she pulls up a page, and it's the page that DB had read to you the night before that mentioned that it was going to require numerous catalysts in order for an explosion, or rather for the project to essentially take place. They would have to nuke an entire planet in order for it to even begin to start.
So this literally would be a bomb to start everything over again.
But and she kind of looks at you a little wide-eyed, and she's like, "Do you understand the implications of what this device could do?"
It can create, but it has to destroy.
It could wipe out the entire planet and restart it.
Yes.
And she just kind of puts the pad down. She goes, "It's a blessing that it failed, but at the same time, it's also given us the fruits of these labors." And she kind of gestures out towards the fields where you see the trees. And out there in these trees are various different types of fruits.
Can we walk out there and look at them closer? I'd like to look at the trees. Look at the plants.
Yep, she
If it's
nods and she
okay.
goes, "I'll walk with you," and you
Yes.
two walk out into the field. So as you walk out and you open into this room, this is a what I would describe as about the size of a large size dome. Like if you're going into say like what's a good stadium to reference? Like if you're going out to say, oh, I don't know, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, like a big old stadium. Like it's a massive facility, but all across this entire area, you're looking at various apple trees that have both red and green and yellow apples. They're all lined up in kind of rows, like, and you just see them going down the line. You see next to them different types of orange trees that have different smaller oranges, and some of them are even larger oranges. You're seeing various different types of fruits all being grown in somewhat of a small area. Like you're not producing a whole lot, but they're definitely producing enough food for this entire village to be fully sustained. Even if they were just surviving on the fruits alone, they would be able to do so. But they don't need to because they're obviously hunting for meats outside of it.
Okay. So all this is growing within this space. I do not understand. Is it. How is this possible, though?
She just kind of locks her wrist with her other hand and just goes, "That's the big mystery we're trying to figure out. We have no idea how they created any of this and how any of this was started, but we believe everything has to be in that book."
Then keep it safe.
That's what we've been doing.
I will not tell anyone about this. This is for the people here. They need it. You all need it. And you've been all helpful here.
She nods and I very appreciate that. We really, and she's kind of hesitant. She's like, "It's not really my decision, but I think it's best that we just keep this a secret."
Duh.
Duh.
Yes. I said yes in Russian. Sorry.
I know, but I'm keeping it in character.
Oh, that's I keep forgetting I slip into it once in a while. It means yes.
You speak Russian?
I guess so. I didn't realize I spoke Russian as well.
She kind of smiles a little coyly, going, "Okay, you say so."
Yes, I'm still learning a lot about myself. Thank you for letting me look around here. It is beautiful and amazing how this all grows in this place. I still don't understand.
She just kind of looks around and just observes everything again. She goes, "I have no idea either. But it's the most beautiful place I've ever seen." Anyway, I'll see you later. And she just kind of makes her way back to the lab.
Thank you, Doctor. Do I see anything else around the plants or anything that's... Oh, how do I describe it? Anything that seems out of place for the structure that might be something else.
Okay, make a perception check.
Yes. Yeah, that says perception. Oh, God. Here we go.
2.
Ha, see a tree.
You see grass, you see rocks, you see trees. You even see a little flowing kind of almost it's a little tiny man-made river, it seems, that kind of goes down in some of the areas in between the trees.
In between the trees. Interesting.
What I mean, like they kind of in some areas like they break off the section like where the apples would be on one side, the oranges are on the other,
Yeah.
like in between them, like that way.
Well, I guess if I don't see anything of importance, I will head back to where the doctor was, that area. The lab.
Oh,
That's
so
it.
you're going back to the lab?
Yes. Might
Okay.
as well walk back to the lab for now.
Okay. All right. Well, you walk back there and you see Dr. Brown and her 2 associates there. Were you going to ask them some questions, or what were you trying to do exactly?
Well, I was going to, I guess it would be, what is it? I was thinking, it has to do with the water. I was going to ask the doctor, how does the water run on here? Is it from a fresh source, or does it just, where does that come from?
And she goes, "Well, we did find that these streams do come from a local source, but these were already formed inside the rock." And she kind of like points to a computer screen on here, and she blows up a bit of an image, and she points at a grid here, and she goes, the way these are formed, these were already here before whatever happened here began. These were already easily made canals that were formed by rivers that had already existed." But what's so strange is that it came from, and then she kind of points, and what you see is an image. It's a satellite image overhead, and you see it's a lake. That it seems to be kind of. It's not sitting in like the mountain per se, but it's kind of like sitting beside it, like similar to how like the town is like sitting kind of like beside uh like a sheer wall of a rock, like where the entrance is.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of like similar to that. Like it's a river. Excuse me, it's a lake that's sitting next to the mountain. And she goes,
Okay.
the streams are coming through this.
So it is a freshwater source coming through. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot.
So we can tell that these were here before whatever happened here.
So you're the other two here. What did they do?
Oh, they're my assistants.
And what were their names again? I forgot. I
Put me on
didn't.
the spot.
I had to think
So
too.
it was Jake and
Barry.
Barry. Yes, Barry and Jake.
Okay. See, I did kind of remember one. Would it be all right if I asked them some questions too about this stuff, or are they busy? I don't wish to bother them if they are.
They're gonna be busy doing their own thing, and besides, like, she kind of leans over. She's like, they're not exactly the most sociable type either.
I will leave them alone then. If they're busy, I don't wish to distract them any more than I have already distracted you.
And she just kind of smiles and goes, "That's okay. Don't you worry about it. But if you have any more questions, feel free to come ask me here. Okay?"
All right, thank you, Doctor. And then I'll kind of wave
She kind of gently bows to you and kind of just goes back to her computer screen.
and then I just quietly walk away. After that, it's like, okay.
All right. So with that said, are you gonna make your way back out to the town, or what are you gonna do from here?
Yes, we might as well go find James.
Okay.
So head back
All
up.
right. So you're gonna go talk to the outfitter.
Yes. I need some new threads, man.
Yeah, you do.
I smell
All right.
like a
So
dead person.
you
Oh, wait.
you walk out and back out into town, and you go find James Outfitter, and you immediately walk in, and right off the bat, you immediately see his hunting trophies that are on the wall. You see deer antlers and racks that kind of layer over, kind of like the top section of his walls. He's got various different hunting trophies up there, and he's about 6'2". He's about 240 pounds. He's got a big muscle. This kind of big muscly dude. Obviously an outdoorsman. He's got kind of a big brown bushy beard. His hair is kind of tossed. He's a bit long and it's kind of just messy a bit. And he goes, "Oh well, look who finally showed up."
I was told by Mr. Jackie to come and find maybe some new clothes, as well as maybe see if you need some
And
assistance.
he immediately leans in and he goes, "Did you just call him Mr. Jackie?"
Well, I actually meant Mr. Jack. Did it sound like Mr. Jackie?
He bursts into a hard laughter and he goes, "Oh my god. I'm so gonna tell him you said that."
Okay.
Oh, he slaps his knee and goes, "Oh man, all right." So you came to see me about some new threads, right?
Da.
He tilts his head at you. Duh.
Russian means yes. Sorry. I'm learning stuff more about myself.
Learning Russian. Interesting. He looks you over. He goes, "Well, yeah, you definitely need some threads, all right." And kind of walks over and goes, "Well, what I can make for you, it's gonna be some spin metal armor, spin wire. Excuse me."
Ooh.
Now, I happen to be a little short on some of the materials I need. Do you happen to have some spin metal on you?
I have some. How much did you need?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. And he pulls out a measuring tape and he starts looking you over and goes, "Oh, do you mind?
Please, sir.
Raise your arms.
Duh.
T-pose to assert dominance." So he starts measuring you out and goes, okay. All right. So, I'm gonna need 15 for the chest. I'm gonna need 10 each for your gauntlets and your boots.
How much is that? Wait a minute,
So
you just said it.
15 and then 40. So, literally asking for 55.
It just so happens I have 55.
Well, you landed on the magic number then, and he just kind of he extends his palm out, and just kind of gesturing for you to kind of put on the table.
I set it all on the table for her.
All right, so you drop in 55 units of spin metal.
Yep, that's all I had to.
And yet, like I said, that was a lucky number.
Yeah, I was like, that's why I didn't say my number yet, because I was like, wait a minute.
All right. So he goes, all right. So I'll have this ready for you by tomorrow. And it's also going to be 500 glimmer.
Absolutely, sir. I can give you 500 glimmer.
Alright, so you hand over 500 glimmer. And he goes, alright, so I got your armor situation taken care of. And he kind of gestures to your waist. He goes, let me see your piece.
Pull it out of holster. Hand it to him. Loaded.
So he immediately pops open the cylinder and unloads the gun. And he starts examining it. He goes, okay. He starts examining the parts, testing it, looking it over. He goes, okay, well, I can't do too much for you because it's already in working shape here, but I can help you out with a little bit of an upgrade.
How much would this cost?
This I can do for 300.
Glimmer, I am assuming.
He nods.
I think I can do that.
So, I will tell you, you're going to have 3 options for an upgrade on your hand cannon. And I'll read them off to you here. So your first option is going to be Outlaw. When you take a shot while aiming with this weapon, you gain a +2 to your attack roll. When you're not aiming this weapon and you take a shot, you gain a +2 to your damage roll. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is Focused Fire. The range band of this weapon is increased, and the effective range is reduced by 10 feet, and the extended range is increased by 10 feet. So, The effective range is reduced on the short end and extended on the long end. When you fire this weapon while aiming, the damage die size of this weapon is increased by 1. Lastly, if this weapon has a high recoil property, which with a hand cannon this actually would, this loses this property and gains the finesse property instead. Okay, so that's option number 2. Option number 3 is opening shot. If you take a shot with this weapon against a creature that is unaware of your presence or has not taken a turn yet in the initiative order, you have a bonus +3 to your damage and attack rolls of that shot. So all 3 of them are good. It just, what would you like to do?
I like the open shot, but at the same time, I don't always get that chance. But it's there. What was the first one? That's one I forgot already.
The first one was Outlaw. When you take a shot while aiming with this weapon, you gain a +2 to your attack roll. When you're not aiming this weapon and you take a shot, you gain a +2 to your damage roll.
Let me see. Hmm. Okay, read the second one too. Then I need
Focused fire. The range band of this weapon is increased. The effective range is reduced by 10 feet, and the extended range is increased by 10 feet. When you take a shot with this weapon while aiming, the damage die size of this weapon is increased by 1. And lastly, if this weapon has a high recoil property, that will be changed to a finesse property.
Let's go with the first mod.
You want to do Outlaw?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you for reading it again, by the way, Dave.
Yep. No problem. I
just making sure.
Something I kind of wanted to do maybe before we started, but I figured this might be just easier to do in game. So that's how we did it. So okay.
It works because I was like.
So James puts down the cannon and goes, "All right. So I'll get this fixed up here for you. This will be ready with your armor here for you tomorrow."
All right. Thank you, Mr. James.
And he kind of smiles and nods and goes, "Alrighty."
Is there anything I might be able to do to help out? Since I'm waiting.
And he kind of goes, "Well, are you good at all with cloth weaving?"
I don't know.
Well, it's like, well, I can give you something you might be able to do here, and he offers you you can basically help him make up like some like basic shirts.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see. What would this be? God, I'm not even sure what this would honestly fall. Would this be sort of no? Well, you know what? Let's just go with survival.
All right.
You're weaving cloth and you're attempting to make some clothing. So let's go with survival.
All right. You want me to roll for that?
Yes, I want you to roll. We need to see the quality of your shirts. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. So you managed to. Let's see how many shirts did you make here. Let's roll for that. Actually. Okay, so with that survival roll and what I rolled here, you managed to make 4 decent large-size T-shirts.
Okay.
He goes, you're not bad. And he hands you. Let's actually see what I can give you for the job.
Is he good? Is he good? Just like.
All right, so for your work, he does give you 80 glimmer.
Woo!
Honest day's work.
That works. It's a little something.
Yeah, it gives you a little food. It gives you money for some food and everything. So
There we go. Add that in. There we go. Do-do-do.
yeah.
Gotta make sure to keep up on it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what would you like to do from here?
Ooh, that is a
So yeah, you're waiting on your armor to get made. Your hand cannon is off getting fixed up. You did some
Sparrows. I'll
odd
be
jobs.
working.
It's starting to kind of become dusk. So some time
Let's
has
see.
passed. It's starting to
I'll
come
head
up on
back.
the evening.
I'll head back to the tavern.
Okay. So you head back to the tavern. Mel is making up some more beef stew. She's in the back kitchen making everything up there at the moment. The tavern's not entirely opened up just yet. People are starting to slowly make their way in as the night starts to come upon everybody.
I'll pull up my bar stool that I sit at if it's available.
Your usual spot in the end.
Yeah, might as well. I've got a spot. Hello.
Yeah, you've chosen a spot, so you sit on the end.
Hello, Mel.
Mel just waves like, "I'll be with you in a moment."
No problem. Just chilling.
All right, I'll make a perception check for me.
It's when everything goes 20.
Natural 20. So, looking around, you're not seeing anything that's entirely remarkable. But what you do happen to notice is that the spot where you were having the conversation with the gentleman yesterday, the seems to be a carving on the table over there. Did you want to go look at it a little closer?
Yeah. I'll just kind of go over, look at it, see what it looks like.
Okay. So you go over there, and there's a carving into the table. You couldn't really see this before because their mugs of ale were literally covering up the carving. You could not see it there, but there is a symbol that's carved into the table. It's not a recognizable symbol. It's the best way I would describe it is it looks very similar to the Omega symbol. It's that kind of like looping arch and kind of coming around the end, but there is a like the cross mark like going across and like it's like the symbol like where it's like being x'd out or whatever, but like it's just the one line. It's a line going through the Omega symbol.
DB, do you recognize this? As I quietly say it.
DB just kind of tries to look at through your eyes and goes, I don't recognize it.
All right.
And you can hear him kind of sifting, like you hear like little noises in the back. He's kind of sifting through his database. It goes, the loop appears to be the Omega symbol, which is found in one language of Earth, but I don't understand what the line's going through it. I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm gonna head while he's doing that. I'm gonna walk back over to the bar and sit back at my stool real quick. Well, not quick, but I'll just go back over like nonchalant. Yeah.
Okay. So
So, I guess-
Mel walks over and she's like, "Would you like some stew?"
yes, please, Mel, and something to drink. Maybe an ale this time.
Alrighty. And she sets down the bowl and ladles in a nice helping of beef stew there for you. And then
Uh,
she uh, walks the pail back over and sets it back on the fire so it stays warm. And she goes and grabs you an ale and brings it over to your table.
all right, thank you, Mel. Uh, the marking on the table over there. What does that mean? Do you know?
She looks over at the table and goes, mm, "That's a symbol for their old order. Those two over there. They were once part of a military order, but the story that happens with them is that they were attacked and then they all disbanded. Just how these two ended up here."
Military order? Were they attacked by one of these bad guardians?
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know exactly. They haven't exactly been forthcoming about that kind of information.
Alright. Just curious. I saw the symbol and was wondering.
Yeah, if you went to their house, you'd see it too. There's a flag hanging on their wall with the same symbol.
Oh, alright. Well, I'll.
And she nods, like, "Don't worry about them. They're long gone now." But she just kind of gestures in that direction. Those two are the last remaining remnants of such an order.
Oh, okay.
Bunch of old farts, if you ask me.
uh, Sometimes they go with things that have happened to them, so they got to deal with it. Well, I'll have some of your delicious stew here and drink up some of your ale, and then probably head off to bed.
She goes, "All right," and she walks back off and gets back to prepping the rest of the stuff for the night. So as you sit there and you enjoy your stew, it's just as delicious as it was before. Very flavorful meat. It's venison meat.
Hmm.
The vegetables are very fresh and very quite delicious. And you
Hmm.
make your way off to bed.
Yep.
You walk into the room and DB pops out of the pack again. And he just kind of looks at you, goes like, "Well, we're gonna be ready here in a few days."
Yes, we
And
will be.
he starts making his way into the room. He's like, "I've been reviewing what I can find on old Chicago. There hasn't been a whole lot that I can find outside of what we were told by the people here, but I know that's the closest spaceport that we'll be able to reach."
Yes, but it seems like it's overrun with pollen. Oy.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, yes, but we at least know that there's still some working ships that are still left in the facility in old Chicago.
Well, maybe on our way we might find more information, or just head straight there and see if we can find a working ship.
Well, that's the general plan. We need to at least go where we can find ships, and that's pretty much the closest area we can get to.
How long will it take us to get there, DB?
And you hear him start to kind of do the math, like hearing little calculation noises. Well, roughly 2 to 3 days, depending on if we make it there faster.
Alright. Okay. Military order. Okay. Just got that in my head for some reason. And you have the entire book?
He kind of like notices that you say that and goes, "That kind of worries me too.
Yes.
I
Well,
haven't been able to find any files on any kind of an order. There's been villages and groups of people, but I can't find any reference of anyone calling themselves an order."
must be some kind of place that had that set up where they had these people working there.
Perhaps. It's hard to say.
Well, at least the hand cannon will be upgraded with a little more power, and I'll get some new armor.
And he nods. Yep, we should be ready to take on the wild.
Uh, well, I think I will head off to bed, and we will see what tomorrow brings us, right?
Okay. And he kind of rests himself back on the little nightstand next to you, and he just begins to basically just sit there.
He's the alarm
He's
clock,
going
right?
over files and reviewing stuff inside of his head.
All I could think of is an alarm clock. That's it.
That's what he kind of looks like in this moment. Like he just looks like a sitting ghost alarm clock.
Oh, now I know what I'm gonna make. Patented. Nobody else can have it. Sorry.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God.
So you drift off to sleep. This time, no dream.
Just peaceful sleep.
The very first peaceful sleep you've had since you've been awakened.
Yay.
So you wake up feeling absolutely refreshed. Your energy is just at its peak. You feel fantastic. This is the first time you've ever experienced a kind of a calm since you've really been awake, really been risen. And at this point, this is the first ever like taste of actual peace that you've ever genuinely felt.
Morning, DB. How are we doing?
DB goes, "Well, we're doing great. There's some noise happening outside."
Uh, okay. So I look out the window.
And what you see is Jack is kind of surrounded by a couple different people on there, and they're like gathered in a group, and they're talking. You can't. Well, actually, make a perception. Let's see if you can hear them from where you're at.
Oh.
A 7. Okay, you can't really hear what they're saying, but you can clearly hear that there's talking among that group out there.
Does it look... Oh, what is it? I'm thinking. It's not like a heated conversation or anything, is it? Can I identify that?
It doesn't look heated, but you can tell from the look on Jack's face, it's semi serious.
Okay. Is... Oh, let's shoot. What is the thing? Are they... does it seem like they're trying to prepare to do something or go somewhere?
With that, I'd say it looks like they're gathering for something, but with that perception check, I'd say you can't quite
Yeah.
tell what exactly, but they're gathering for something.
Okay. Hey DB, maybe we should go find out what's going on. See what's happening.
Good idea. I'm ready, and he just slips into your pack.
Good job, DB. So I head out the door and wave to
All right.
Mel, kind of, and just head out.
So Mel's not at the tavern.
Oh,
It looks pretty much closed at the moment. So it's basically just the inn at the moment. It's just you in the rooms.
oh, okay.
So as you make your way outside, you do see the gathering out there, and you hear from Jack coming. So all we gotta do is just gather up at least 3 of them here, and we'll be good. But you're hearing some people in the back goes, but we need more than just 3. We gotta survive the winter. And Jack goes, I understand we need to survive the winter, but if we kill all the deer, we're not gonna have any deer to hunt next season. And kind of a hushed silence over the group. It goes, well, shit. All right, so we're fine with 3. And he kind of looks around and goes, oh, hey. He sees you. Earls.
Hello, Jack. I heard the conversation from up in my room. I came down to see if there's what's going on.
We're preparing for a hunt. Would you care to join us?
Sure, why not? If I can help you all out, I'd be glad to.
Oh, sure. Grab that bow you were carrying earlier.
Always have it with me. Never know when you need it.
All right, so you are going to join the hunting party that consists of yourself, Jack, James, Daniel, and Zach. So this right here is a hunting party. So what you guys are going to do is he's going to lend you the borrowed sparrow that you used last time for the junkyard, and you're going to go out into the forest, and then you guys are going to take a little walk to hunt some deer.
Okay.
So for this, and we're just going to do this for brevity's sake, you've gone out into the field and you're looking at you're hunting at the moment for some deer. Now, I want you to first make a survival check.
Survival check. There we go. Ooh, 15.
Okay. So you've got the trail of a deer. You're able to follow it.
Okay. Tracking the deer.
Now I want you to make a stealth check.
I've made stealth checks before. Where is it? Right here. Stealth check.
19. Okay. Yes. All right. So let's see if he hears you. He does not. So, what I'd like for you to do next is I want you to roll your combat bow. Roll an attack for me.
Alright, combat the bow. Please work. 21.
21. Okay. Roll damage.
Bink. 3.
3 damage. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see. I don't even know what the hit points of a deer would be. I think it's a small beast, so I think it's... We're going to look this up right now. We're going to...
I also have to count for my arrows, which I've got to remember when I get back to that town to deal with bullets and arrows a little bit. Mostly bullets.
Okay, it's a medium beast. All right, so... with your hit points, you do critically wound the deer. Your shot basically kind of goes into its gut.
Ugh.
And yeah, it's not a clean shot. It's a little rough, and it starts to try to run away. That's a 2. Okay, it's bleeding out. So you're gonna follow a trail for about 150 feet, and you're gonna see this deer eventually fall and hit the ground about 200 feet away from where you shot it.
Okay.
It's still kind of writhing around on the ground. What do you want to do?
Well, I don't want it to suffer. Oh god, this is like reality happening right now too in my head. As many times as we've hit deer, it had deer hit,
Yeah,
and we've hit.
yep. It's a little
And
real life at the moment.
I don't have a hand cannon on me. Is somebody there with a hand cannon or a gun or something?
Nope, you guys are all
Son of a.
using bows. You're bow hunting deer.
Okay, I pull out my knife and oh.
All right. So for brevity's sake, here you give him the coup de grace.
Please don't make me describe that.
I'm not gonna do that. You give him the coup de grace, and Jack comes over and helps you out with the body, and they help you load it up onto the cart. So you have successfully acquired one deer.
Okay, can I do I'm thinking the word. I can't think of. I want to try and get
Use
my
your
arrow
words.
back.
Use your
Yeah,
words.
I want to get my arrow back. That's what I want to do. Like, can I
Okay.
get it back? What do I do?
Roll survival.
Survival. Okay. Uh.
9.
eh?
Oops. Let's see. Does it break? Yeah. The arrowhead breaks.
Ah! Oh, sorry. I was hoping. Okay, so I still got 13 arrows left.
Yep. You do manage to pull the arrow out of the deer's body, but the arrow itself, the arrowhead did break off.
Dang it.
So, yep, you are minus 1 arrow.
Okay.
All right, so next Jack is going to do the same thing. He is going to first roll a perception. That's a 17, so that's a good sign. So he's got the trail.
Come on.
Next, he's gonna make a stealth check. Does the deer hear? That's gonna be the next question. Deer hears him. So Jack releases his arrow, taking a shot, and just barely misses the deer, and the deer takes off, bolts into the forest. And you just hear Jack just in a very whisper go, "Shit."
I just whisper, hey, it's alright. We'll get one.
And he just kind of whispers, like, "I'm usually a better shot than that." And
It's alright.
he's gritting his teeth as he says it.
It's alright. Don't worry, man. We got this.
So he's gonna try one more time. So he's picked up the trail again. 13 for stealth. Ooh, I just lost that die.
We don't need it. It's okay.
Oh, give it back! Give it back! Damn it, he gets spotted again. Alright, so he... This time, as Jack is about to step forward and ready his bow, he steps on a twig and alerts the deer. And Jack's just going, I should run my day today. So, Daniel will be next. He is up. Ooh, he's got a 20 on the trail. $15 for stealth. All right, so Daniel got his sights set on a deer. It's gonna be just a D6. Ooh. Going to the bag.
I pound a bag. There's so many.
Pour it in a bag. Where's my D6? God damn it.
When you have that many dice.
I do.
And Dave really does. Gotta get him that heavy metal one he can pelt somebody
So
with.
he takes a shot, and he manages to graze it in the shoulder. It starts to take off running.
Okay.
He's gonna have an attack of opportunity because it's fleeing.
Flee,
Gonna hit.
flee.
So Daniel immediately hits his quiver, pulls it on the bow, readies his next shot. Bang! He hits it right in the heart this time, and the deer drops. So you guys gather up his arrow. Let's see if you gather up his arrows. That's gonna be roll. Damn. No, you break the arrows. So both the arrows that he fired into the deer, they both end up breaking.
It's gonna be some tough venison.
It's Daniel goes, oh man, it's gonna be some incredible jerky.
Some tough deer,
all right.
man.
So we've got 2 deer so far. Doing good.
We needed 3, right? Yes, 3.
Jack was aiming for at least 3. So if we nail one more here, it's gonna be good. It's a natural 20 on the pickup. How's that stealth? Ouch, that's not good. Nope. James gets spotted and the deer runs away.
No.
So he's going to get one more crack at it. That's a 2. He lost the trail. Ouch. That sucked.
All
right, so lastly is Zach. Zach is up. He's got a 20 on the trail. 13 for stealth. Ooh, nice. All right, so he's got a shot on the deer.
Come on, third
Let's
one.
see what he does. That's a 2. Okay. Similar shot to what James did. He aims, takes his shot, that hits the deer in the top shoulder, and it attempts to run. Okay, so Zach takes another shot at the deer. It misses, but the deer is bleeding out as it tries to run. So let's make sure he doesn't lose the trail now. Okay, no, he still got it. So he's following the trail of blood to the deer, and this one gets about 300 feet away.
Ooh.
So this one managed to get a little bit further, but it managed to just hit the ground and fall from exhaustion. Kind of similar thing. It's bleeding out slowly. And Zach doesn't even waste no time. He pulls out his hunter knife, goes right for the throat, and goes for the coup de grace.
Yay.
He's done this before. You can clearly tell this is his bread and butter. Like,
yeah, Eurus will do it, but for me,
yeah. But I'm just saying, like, he goes in, no hesitation. We're done.
Put the dog.
All right, the quota has been met. GG, you guys. That was just a little mini game I kind of put together. I wasn't expecting.
That was fun though. I didn't expect it to go so fast though, but that was fun. I like that.
Yeah, like it was just a little side mini game I kind of threw together here to see if you.
I hit something with my bow.
You did. You did.
Instead of really, that's what you did. Yeah.
All right. So, great news. You managed to hit the quota that Jack wanted. He is quite pleased. You guys get all 3 deer onto the carts, and this is where we're gonna go ahead and take a break.
Ooh. Okay, that was fun, and I actually hit something. Just sitting there going, "Please hit something." It's gonna be embarrassing. Instead, it's Jack who misses, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah, a
I
buck
try.
game. I wanted to try and do something just a touch different because combat. I didn't want it to get entirely stale, so I'm like, well, let's do something a little different. Let's go on a deer hunt.
Yeah, and I like that
And
it was bows and just that, and really just the knives. That's it. Bows and
yep,
knives. I was like, oh,
yep,
so it's total
real hunter
silence.
style, real hunter style.
Yeah, hunters around here they carry the bow, but they have a gun on them still, like a pistol,
hmm
because we've had some interesting stories. So
hmm
yes, and the issue with the deer thing. Oh God. I mean, having a deer, I will not describe any of the detail, but to hear the shot from somebody else as you're walking away is kind of like, okay, thanks.
hmm
I needed to hear that.
Yeah, just reading chat here, Nick. So yeah, it can be hard to deal with putting an animal down. Yeah, it
Yes,
absolutely
thank you.
can. But like
Oh,
with these
yes, you
guys,
were
when we're
messaging me
talking like
too.
hunters, like when these guys kind of do this for, like almost for a living,
Yeah, they're
it's not even a second thought to these guys.
yes. A lot of them out here are just like, boom,
Mhm.
done. Nix, you know that because you're around a lot of people who do that. I know you've been around them a lot, but
Yeah,
me,
I mean
I've been
that's such a
around them.
powerful thing to do too. Is just like end it for them quick.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around them when I worked at the gas station. I had people pull up with a truck, and there's a dead deer in there, and it's full rack. And most of the hunters are very grateful for the animal because they're like, "No, this is feeding both of our families. We're very grateful to the animal." And I'm like, and then there are the ones who are like, "Yeah, I got that one. Isn't that great?" And they're just, and I'm like, "Can you give the animal a little appreciation for that? It's providing you with a lot of meat right now. Come on." Gave up life to give you food, okay? Well, it didn't have much of a choice in giving, I should say.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I have my own slight. I will hunt if I have to, but I haven't had to do that, so I just don't like to.
hmm
But that's another story. Yes, I've been having fun. Doing yes, Nix. Yes, I know you privately messaged me laughing your ass off of what you typed. Thank you. Because I had to allow it. I noticed, I was like, what does this say? And I didn't really read it until I passed it. And I was like, oh, I see what you typed wrong. And I started laughing because I was like, I was trying to keep it quiet. I was like, oh my God, I can't laugh right now.
Yeah. And Ken, I did just notice that you did whisper me too. I will add you on my Discord here once we get done.
New, 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 new. Yeah, it's.
So yeah, just expect a friend request from me later on.
I don't even. I can't see crap anyway. The way I've got things set up right now, I've got 3 screens going, but I've got a jumble of things because I'm keeping an eye on a couple of things. But I was
hmm
focused more on this story, and I'm just going, okay, what do I want to ask? Do I want to pursue a specific line, or what am I going to do? And I'm
hmm
like, oh God, what do I want to do? Do I want to push this? Because if I do, there's that chance that I'm going to be found out that I'm a guardian. I'm going to get my butt kicked.
Well, you know of two people who are quite salty towards me.
Yeah. And that's the two I'm trying to be careful around going, look, and I'm not trying to be an asshole here. And
hmm But
But,
I mean, truth be told, like, you don't really know the disposition of everyone else's position on the
yeah.
Guardian.
And that's another thing. Yeah, they might watch that show, but I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, if I say something and they don't like a
hmm
guardian, even though they act like they do, they're just watching it for the sport. Because they might like watching them beat the crap out of
Like
each other.
this is the equivalent of you rolling up into like a bar one night and everyone's watching the UFC fights.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. Is like you're basically just rolling up into the bar and everyone's watching the fights on the screen.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay, I don't want to interfere. I don't want to say something that's going to get them on me. I'm like, look, I'll just ask some general questions, kind of keep it low key. Because when you said he was staring daggers at me, I'm like, oh. And then when you said the brother is staring at me, he hasn't said anything, do not interact with him. It came to mind. I'm like, just give them a couple more drinks,
it's
leave them to their thing, because I know this is going to turn bad.
Well, it's interesting that like you didn't even try to even perceive anything with the brother, but
I
okay.
wasn't going to push it because as soon as I did, I had this funny feeling. I'm like, it's gonna go south real quick, and something's gonna go down. And I'm like, no, not now. I'm lying. I know I'm lying to him that these people have been helping, but I'm like, I can't take the chance yet. Like, how they're gonna react to me as is. If I walked in and said I'm a guardian, they probably all, who knows? I might have a fight on my hands to try and get help. I'm not trying to lie to them, but hey, sometimes you got to work around things to get it. But I am going to honor their request of, don't send people to them.
Mhm.
I mean, hey, as Euros, I'm not going to be that much of a dick. Come on. I'm not, I'm playing it kind of still as this, hey, I'm trying to work it because, hey, I'm a hunter. I got enough to work with that it might
Mhm.
give me the benefit
And
I can do something.
yeah, and just to kind of like clear the air on some of that aspect, like it's not that they're not unwilling to take people in, it's just that they don't really want to be interconnected with the city in that kind of regard. They'd rather kind of be autonomous and be themselves.
Yeah, and again, I'm trying to keep it to where it's like, as Euros, I really don't want to. If these people, if I introduce myself as a guardian, they all were dicks toward me, or majority of them, I'd probably do something mean.
Mm.
But so far, they haven't. I'm just trying to play it low key with them until I get out of there, and then I'll deal with it afterwards, kind of thing, if I can.
Mhm.
Who knows? I mean, I maybe by the end of this, I'll come back to him and help him out or something. I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
how the story will proceed, which is fun.
And that's fine because that's what we're doing here.
I'm just sitting here. I'm like writing down notes as much as I can. I'm like keeping up with things because you're throwing stuff at me, and I'm like, oh man, I better write this down. This might come in handy. That person. I can ask that person later. I've got so many things. I'm like back and forth, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Nix, I do have Discord up. I can see your messages directly to me, and no, nobody can hear them because I silenced it.
It's for a reason.
Because it went off the first time. That was because I was asking Spike a question about our avatars, and he's just busy with school right now. So I was just like, okay. I was just,
Yep.
I
And
kind of typed back to him. What do I pay you for?
and
He
you know
knows
the
I'm
answer,
screwing with
like
it.
you don't pay me.
Yeah, you don't pay me anything. Well, that's it. You're taking a pay cut of nothing. Wait, nothing plus nothing still equals nothing. So I was asking him real quick. That's what the typing was just a moment ago. It's like, no, I'm just asking to see how things are going. Because
Yeah.
I know he's got school, like you, Nix. You got school. You're busy with a lot of stuff. And we'll talk
Oh
about the
yeah.
other stuff later, okay, kiddo?
Finals coming up here for some people here too.
You can type that in chat, so that he can see it too. Okay, I can see why you didn't want to. I can tell you the part about this. She's like, you had to remind me of finals, right? Hers are coming up,
Yeah,
I
I
guess.
did because you should be studying for them.
Yeah. Are you still working on that architectural diagram thingy or whatever? What is it? Was architecture, wasn't it? Okay. Yes. Just yes. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you're doing now. Oh, I thought you were done with that. Okay, sorry, I freaking asked. Jesus, she just told me to shut up. You shut up.
I fight you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm like, type in the damn chat. It's right there. Whatever. I know you can hear us through that, right? That's why you're just doing it. Yeah, okay, whatever. I don't care. Oh yeah, shut up again, really?
No, I will not.
I'm gonna bring you into voice chat. Okay. That was rude. I'm not repeating that. Go back to your homework. Yes, it's fun, isn't it, Kit Kat? I'm sitting here having a conversation with myself, it feels like,
Yeah.
and I'm sitting here watching your messages shoot up across my screen, and I'm like, it's Nyx. She's in Discord on her thing with me, and I'm sitting here. She's messaging me constantly.
All right.
Oh,
Well, we're at 10 minutes here,
yeah.
so let's get back into it.
Okay. We got deer. We got some Venice,
All
and
right. So,
venison.
you guys are loading up after a successful hunt. Everyone is looking pretty pleased, and everyone starts the ride back to Stonehorn.
Yes, I'll talk to you after next.
Yes. So as you make your way back on there, it starts to get a little cloudy, and it looks like there might be some rain coming overhead.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, we'll be back before it falls.
Okay, that'll be good. Oh, there's my other screen. I lost IOBS. Dang it. There it is.
So yeah, as you guys pull up and you go through the gates, you pull the trailer with the deer, and you see a couple people open the trailer up and immediately start to pull the deer out. A couple of guys on there are grabbing it, and they're basically immediately putting it on a rack out there, and they're starting to go to work.
Yeehaw. Well,
Do you stick around to watch the carving commence?
I'm not doing anything else. I guess I'd find something else to do, but if there's rain coming in, I don't know.
You yourself, you're standing outside, and you just happen to feel a little drop just kind of hit you right on the nose.
Let me think. I don't see the point of sticking around for the carving if I'm not really helping him do anything, because I don't know what I'd do there.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, because
So you basically tell Jack that you're just gonna you're gonna head out, and he stops you for a minute and just kind of shakes your hand and goes, "That was a great hunt out there today. Good job."
well, it was a way to help out your village, your town.
Oh, we really appreciate it. Now, if it wasn't for you, we probably wouldn't have bagged all three.
Well, at least we have 3, and that will help all the people here.
And he nods and he's looking over the carcasses and goes, "Yep, I'd say we got a pretty good haul." And just he pats you on the back and he walks back into the room where they're getting the deer gutted and basically ready for the butchery to be done.
Dressing it.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nix. Shut up.
I'm sorry, I don't know the word.
Neither did I. That's why I was like reading it.
Yes, the dress. So you leave the area. Are you just gonna go back to the tavern, or where are you going to go?
The sparrow wouldn't. There's no point in me checking on a.
Wasn't done yet,
Yeah.
but
Has it been the? No, it hasn't been a day yet, has it?
it has been a day. But you need at least 2 to 3 for the sparrow.
Yeah.
So this
It's
is gonna
been-
be the end of day 2. So you can go
Okay.
check on the.
Yes. Why don't we do that? I mean,
Okay.
well, let's go
So?
see Mr. Allen.
All
Hello.
right, so we talk to Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen.
Just go visit him. See how he's doing. See how things go.
All right, so you do see him in his shop, and he is working on a blue sparrow. Roll a perception for me.
Oh, a perception. I'll flip back my screen. So it's showing off.
Mm-hmm.
the stuff there. Yeah, I clicked perception.
Okay.
Ooh.
You don't really understand what you're looking at. He's got the chassis open on the Sparrow, and there's a lot of mechanical parts that he's working on in there. You don't understand what he's doing in there.
Okay. Is he busy right now doing something that I don't want to distract him from, or what?
At the moment, looks like he's kind of taking a break. He's kind of just sitting, looking over the thing. He's smoking a cigarette. He's just kind of like looking over the inside, like basically looking at the engine, kind of just
Oh,
observing it for a second.
okay. Hello, Mr. Allen.
He just turns to you. Oh, hey, Blue Boy.
Hey, how's
And
the work
he
going?
takes the cigarette out and goes, "What you think?" And he kind of gestures to the Sparrow in front of him.
So, what am I looking at?
What you're looking at is
I know it's a sparrow, but what does it look like, kind of? Because I don't know.
I mean, it's a pretty generic looking sparrow. So there's nothing. It's got the two kind of forks at the front of it, and it arches out, both on the left hand and right hand sides.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very
pretty...
generic looking sparrow. It's not. It's not very different from the ones that you were riding with the other guys, except this one is a deep midnight blue color
Ooh.
versus the other ones that were kind of more of a gray and red color.
Ooh, I like it.
I thought the color was more your taste.
Well, blue seems to be my color.
And he kind of smiles and puts a cigarette back in his mouth and goes, "I'll have it ready in the morning for you."
All right, thank you, Mr. Allen. I just thought I'd come in, check in, see how things are going.
He just smiles at you and just kind of gives you a bit of a wink and goes back to work.
All right, I guess head over to the tavern. I mean,
Yeah, so you'd head over to the tavern, and right now at the moment, it's just gonna be a couple of the people who didn't go on the hunt with you, and a couple of ladies out there. And you actually do notice that there are a couple of children running around.
children. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so you do see two boys. They appear to you about between the ages of 5 and 7, and they're just kind of chasing each other around. Just kind of a playful, like the way children do. They're chasing each other around playing tag.
They haven't seen me yet or anything.
I mean, they've seen you.
Oh, okay.
They were a group that did see you
Oh,
initially,
okay.
but their parents kind of like, just like, hey, hang on a second, don't do nothing.
Yeah, he's
So
a
yeah,
stranger. Don't go
everyone
near
in
him.
town has essentially seen you, but not everyone formally introduced themselves to you.
No. Okay. I just wave at them. Hi, boys. Or hi, kids. There we go. That's what I do at school. So.
They just kind of they look at you and they just kind of don't really say anything. They keep playing amongst themselves.
Oh, yeah. I just keep going toward the tavern then.
Okay, so you make your way into the tavern. It's a little quieter because most of the people are working over the butcher shop. They're getting the meat done, so it's a little quiet right now in the tavern.
Is it getting close to dusk again, or what? Should I ask
Right
what time
now
is it?
it would probably be about 5 o'clock. So yeah, we're probably coming up on. It's getting close to dusk.
Okay.
There's still a couple of daylight hours though.
All right. Well, I might as well find my proverbial spot in the bar, right? That nice little warm spot if it's not taken.
All right, so you roll up to your favorite spot. The seat has formed to the shape of your butt, and you are just hanging out at the bar.
Mel's there, I'm assuming. Probably serving drinks and food.
Yeah, Mel is preparing tonight's feast, which will be a chicken feast.
Can I do a perception check of the tavern itself, just to see who's around and see what's going on?
Absolutely.
I figured it'd be perception you're going to ask me for.
Yep, you got it.
There we go.
15. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
learning.
So, um, it's a couple of the other gentlemen that do work inside the facility. You haven't really met everybody yet. Um, you do see a couple of the wives of Daniel and James, the two hunters that were with you there. They're talking with Mel up at the bar. Other than that, you don't really see anyone else.
Okay. And nothing really bad going on that I can see here then, right? Okay.
If by that you mean it was Brian around, then the answer is no. He's
Yeah.
not in his usual spot.
Well, which is maybe a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I kind of signal to Mel for some food and another ale, please.
All right.
You know,
So
hunting deer, you gotta have
Mel,
an ale.
Mel brings you a plate with 2 pieces of chicken and a nice serving of potatoes.
Ooh. Oh, dang it. Now I'm really hungry. Oh, thank you, Mel. This looks delicious and smells delicious.
Oh, it is, honey. I always make the best chicken. And she pops down a big old mug of ale for you.
I go to town on eating it.
All right. So you sit down, you enjoy your meal. As time passes, the tavern does eventually start to fill up a little bit more as night comes. Uh, the hunters do join everyone at the tavern, and they start to share stories of the hunt that they had. And Jack was very salty about missing twice and not getting a deer this time. And his buddies are ribbing him and busting his balls for it. And you're hearing jokes and laughter. Just the playful banter that you'd get among people.
Am I getting pulled into these conversations and things?
At one point, Jack will point to
Just
you
curious.
and he goes, "Yeah, he absolutely got one."
I'm always trying to help out everyone. That's all. Please, please.
Yep. So you're being extremely humble, and Jack he's kind of points to you, just like and they go on, they continue to have conversation, just sharing stories and discussing everything. Did you want to talk to anyone specifically, or were you just kind of letting the world just kind of pass around you?
I'm letting the world kind of pass around me right now. Just kind of
Okay, so
observing and letting
yeah,
things
just
happen
kind of
right
fly on
now.
the wall, just kind
Mm-hmm.
of okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't really have a plan, but at the same
So
time,
you're
I
just
don't
kind
want
of
to.
leaning up at the bar at this point. Then
Mm-hmm.
you're just kind of sipping on the ale, and you're just kind of people watching at this point.
Yep. Keeping low profile. Thank you very much right now.
All right, so at this point, the night just progresses on. Nothing remarkable genuinely happens. People kind of come and go as the night moves on. It starts to get fairly late. Do you go to bed?
Yes. Head up to the
Okay.
room, check in with DB, and hey, anything going on that we need to talk about? Oops.
All right. So as you make your way up to the room and you close the door behind you, DB pops out, and he happens to say, "You know, I didn't want to mention this earlier, but I did happen to pick up an unusual radio signal while you guys were out hunting."
A radio signal? Is it? Were you able to discern anything from it?
He kind of shakes like his head, sort of like, "Not really. I couldn't really understand the language. It sounded alien.
Alien?
I don't know how else to describe it. I don't exactly know what I heard.
Hmm. Do you know where it came from?
I wasn't able to triangulate its position. I would need a third point to figure that out.
Okay. Was it
All I could
strong or
say
weak?
is the transmission was within 70 miles of your position where you were hunting.
70 miles. So back at that location, we might be able to pick it back up again?
So to kind of give you some perspective, if you were looking at a map, the town is going to be on your left-hand side. Where you guys kind of went to is going to be about 15 miles to the east. So you kind of basically went down the mountain range a little bit into a forested area.
Okay.
Out here in is where he was picking up this signal, but he was only picking it up for roughly about 2 minutes, and it was only out in that when you specifically were out hunting the deer.
Okay. So it was out there at a.
So
Hmm.
something made a transmission while you were out there hunting, but DB couldn't discern what it was, and he didn't understand the language.
Okay. Maybe we can check it out when we get the Sparrow, maybe, and my armor and hand cannon back.
DB just kind of like he's kind of him and Han over like
Or
I think
just.
this is one we really want to avoid. I
Then.
don't know what that was, and that could be something that's way above our level.
Then let's bypass it for now.
He nods like, yeah, like that's what it sounded like.
Is
It
it
was scary.
is it in the same direction we need to get to the spaceport, or at least the ship?
Technically, yes, because you would have to travel east in order to go to Old Chicago, but it's going to be kind of more east southeast.
I'm just wondering so
This
we can avoid it
signal,
a bit.
right? But the thing is this signal you couldn't necessarily pick up from where he was at. It's just like he picked it up about 15 miles outside of town,
Okay.
and it could be within 70 miles of that vicinity. So you already can tell just based on that, like it's got to have been moving somewhere either north, east, or south. It was definitely not moving in. It could not have been moving or coming from the west. So you can discern it's going to be coming from three different directions in that area. That's going to be a very wide area to scan or kind of look for by yourself.
Yeah.
So this is where
Hmm.
DB's kind of like, I think we just need to ignore this one.
Yeah, that's why I'm just trying to make sure we're not gonna like run into it if we're going that direction. That's what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm
And
asking him:
and
are we gonna run into it by accident, kind of thing, if we're going that direction? Possibly.
right, and also to be clear, um, DB can understand Elixir, so what when he says he does not understand it, it's
Hmm.
something he genuinely doesn't understand because he can understand the Fallen.
Okay.
So just to
This
kind of
is
give
something
you some
else.
gravity to that is that when he says he doesn't understand this, this is a little more serious because you've only encountered the Fallen. He's detecting something that's not the Fallen.
Okay, that's not good at all then. I didn't even think of
Hence
that part.
why he's emphasizing maybe avoiding it.
Yes. Okay. All right then. We'll
Other than
avoid
that,
it.
that's all I got for you.
All right. Let's. I'm gonna head to sleep. You do your thing, DB. Make sure you stay away from the window too. Just be careful,
I
okay?
know, I know. And he just kind of like back onto the end table
Well,
and
don't
he becomes your
stutter.
alarm clock again.
Yes, thank you, little light.
you hear like almost like nails like scratching on the table as he turns. Please don't call me that.
Just teasing, DB. You've been very
And
helpful.
he turns back and
To give him a little pat on top. Thanks, buddy.
all right. And so you go off to sleep.
Drive DB up a wall, snoring. No, I'm kidding.
So you don't dream this time. However, that feeling that you got in your chest in that first dream, that sensation of being called, you feel it again. It's not like a compulsionary kind of feeling, but it's that kind of feeling of like in the back of your mind, like you know you want to be out there. Like that's where you want to go.
Something.
But it's a feeling that you get. It's not necessarily like a thought that you have of for yourself. It's not like you think to yourself, I want to go to this where I'm feeling this connection. It's subconscious and it's subtle to where you yourself aren't really entirely sure why you feel this way, but you have an idea that that name that you heard in your dream, it means something, and it means something important. And from that you wake up.
Morning, DB.
Hello. And he just kind of spins around again, and
Anything
he's looking at
interesting?
you and he goes, well, today's the day.
Yes, we need to do a quick little shopping. We need to see if we can get some more ammo and maybe a few more arrows. I almost forgot this. I was like, eat.
Okay. So he immediately pops into your pack and he is ready to go.
I head out of the room.
All right. So it's morning at this point. Tavern is empty. You don't see Mel there at the moment.
It's all right. I'm gonna go see if I can find some stuff.
All right. So you'll head out to the outfitters first.
Might as well.
Okay. So you head over to James, and he is already there waiting at the shop, opening up. He goes, oh, perfect timing. And he has on a mannequin a set of spin wire armor. This armor looks a little bit more like kind of leather strapped armor, but it's got kind of a metal sheen to it. And
Ooh.
you can clearly see the kind of like the fibers, the metal fibers in it. But it looks very clean and very efficient and very light.
Okay, gotta calm down as me. All right, Mr. James, this looks great. I just went Scottish. uh,
Fucking
I
great,
was,
man!
yeah, you go. Just hearing you describe it. Sorry, I was like, armor. Sorry. Oh my god.
So he sees your smile on there, and he already knows that you're quite satisfied with that. And he goes, "Well, now that you've seen this," and he pulls out a case. Here's the best part, and he opens the case, and you
Oh
see
my
your
god.
hand cannon.
Wow, this is impressive.
It has been cleaned up. It is looking much more shinier and in much more pristine condition. Some of the parts have actually been changed. Your hammer, and you notice some of the parts in there are brand new. Do you pull the cannon from the case?
Oh, yes. Yes, I do.
All right. So immediately you can feel the weight of it. It feels also familiar, but at the same time, it feels almost just a little bit lighter. You check the cylinders, you spin it, everything looks great. It feels great. It's almost like new.
Very nice work, Mr. James.
I take pride in my cannons.
You wouldn't happen to
This one,
have some ammo?
I'm surprised. I don't know where you pulled this thing from, but it's in pretty good shape, all things considered. I changed the hammer out on it for it and gave it a full tune-up.
Seems to be smoother than it was before. Very nice. And it's lighter.
Yep, and if you ever had problems with it before, you should have less problems with it now.
Very nice. You wouldn't happen to have any ammo that I could get? As I holster
Yeah,
it.
he goes, reaches to the shelf on there, and he goes, "I can spare you 3."
Well, 3 is better than none.
All right, and he puts down 3 clips of hand cannon ammo for you.
You wouldn't happen to have some arrows too, would you?
As a matter of fact, I do. And he opens up the door to the back room and comes out with a quiver. And he drops it down here for you. There's 20 arrows in there for you.
Oh, hell yeah. But how much? Alright. How much is the 3
He
and...
kind of smiles a little bit and goes, "You know what? These are on me."
Are you sure, Mr. James? For all the work you've done, it's been most grateful.
You helped us bag probably the biggest deer that we caught yesterday. You deserve a little reward. And he slides the quiver over to you a little closer.
Thank you, sir. I greatly appreciate this.
And
When
he
I put-
nods solemnly.
Okay. Whew. Alright. For the bullets. Is that
For the
part of
bullets, for a clip, let's actually, I'll have to do some math on that. Son of a beesh. You gonna make me do some math right now?
Hey, you made me do it earlier. Actually, you had me do it a couple times. It's like, "Ah."
But I have to calculate per bullet.
I don't have that many as is. I only actually have 3
I'm
plus what's in
so-
the cylinder.
uh,
So I've already added the 20 arrows.
how much are you at left yet?
I have 3
Much glimmer?
bullets plus I
No.
think.
How much glimmer do you got?
Oh, glimmer is 530. That's it.
Okay.
I earned some back through him.
Yep. So the 3 clips will come to 108 glimmer.
Oh, for crying out loud! You had to make it an odd number. 422.
It's 6 glimmer per bullet, and you're getting fucking what, 36?
How many?
18 bullets.
18.
Yeah, 3
19,
clips, 6
20, 21.
per clip. So that's 18.
So
You're getting 18 bullets.
21. Now
And
that,
these are not. Yeah, and
is that what's included in the pistol, right? Or the hand cannon?
that's not counting what you already have. What you already have is what you already have.
Okay.
You're getting an additional 18.
Okay, yeah. That's why I have 3.
Yep, so then that
How
would
many
put you
hand
at
cannon?
21.
Yeah, it puts me at 21 there. Does the hand cannon have 6 rounds in it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's 6 there. So I have 21 bullets.
Did you... Gosh, it's been a while since we did combat. Did you reload your cannon with the... Basically, did you remove the bullets that you had spent
Shoot,
in
did
the
I?
last combat? Because
You
if you
know,
did,
I
you would have
can.
written your remaining bullets into your hand cannon.
No,
So if
wait.
you,
Didn't I do it before? Oh shoot, did I? I thought I did it before. I'm not sure now at all.
okay, well, we'll do this. Just add the 18 to your inventory, so we'll just make it 21, and then if
Yeah,
there's anything, we'll fix it down the road.
I. You know, I'm gonna have to go back real quick and listen and see. I can't remember. I'm thinking I reloaded because I was counting for it, but now I can't be sure. So
Yeah,
we will make
so
sure. I don't
that's
want to
fine.
mess it up.
We'll just go with what we have on the sheet. So yeah, we'll just make it for 21 shots, and
Yeah.
then we'll just like I said, if anything is funky with that, we can fix it later. But we'll just go with that.
Yeah, as long as I have the right amount close to it, I
Yep.
don't want to mess it up that much. Geez. I mean,
Yep.
here and there, we're going to have our little mistakes, but I was just like, now you had me thinking. I'm like, wait, did I? Or have I?
Hmm.
Because I know I've done it once, but I don't know if I've done it a second time.
And I mean, just for brevity's sake here, I'll let you know this too. You're going to be able to get more bullets later on.
I know, but I wanted to have just in case.
I know, but
I'm,
I'm just I want
I,
to kind of alleviate your tension on that because I
uh,
know you're a little stressed about it, but
oh
don't
no,
worry, you're
oh no,
gonna
I'm
be able.
just trying to account for how many is there.
Yeah,
It's like, what
I
did I
got you.
use? And now with the reload, I'm like, wait a minute, did I reload? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Now I'm gonna
we're just
literally go back and listen.
yeah, we're just gonna blow past that at this point. Yeah,
Woo! We'll figure it out. It's not the end
yeah,
of the world.
it's
At
not
least it's
the
just
world. No.
bullets. It's not like I've taken out a whole squad with one bullet. You know, God,
Mm-hmm.
that would never happen unless it's somebody else.
All right. So as James is handing you all this stuff in here, and you finish the transaction, he goes, "So, last city for you, Ray?"
Yes.
He kind of nods. He goes, "What's your plan when you get there?"
I don't know yet, but I know I need to get there first.
He kind of nods a little bit. Goes, "All right." And he smiles at you and goes, "All right, well, I wish you the best of luck, and maybe I'll see you around someday."
All right, Mr.
And
James.
he extends out his hand to shake your hand.
Oh, I was gonna shake his, put my hand out first, but okay, fine. No, I'm sorry.
Then you
I
meet in the
see.
middle.
Yeah.
So you go right for it.
Give him a
Like,
good strong shake. Thank him again, and I'm good.
he smiles and nods at you, and you guys part ways.
Wait, can I sell him my old armor for anything? I just thought of that.
You possibly could. You know what? Let's see
I
let's see what your armor is actually worth. Let's find out.
I was thinking about it before, and it just suddenly hit me again. I'm like, wait a minute, can I sell him my armor? The old crap.
You
He could do whatever.
absolutely
What?
could. I just don't know what it is worth, so we're gonna look it up.
I'm throwing you small curveballs.
Um,
Hopefully they're not too big.
yes. Okay. So he will buy it back
I
for.
agree. There, a second motion.
He will buy it back for 700.
Did you say 700? Okay, I'll take it.
He'll buy your makeshift armor for 700 glimmer.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Gets rid of the old armor, and we don't have to carry it around.
Yep, and you will basically be dropping about 17 pounds of excess weight.
Yes. Okay, sorry. Got the back
Yeah.
end together there. Thank
Now,
you, sir.
one thing here too I'm going to mention about your new Spin Wire armor is that your armor class does go up 1 point.
Oh shoot, that's
So because your armor previously was 12 plus your dex mod,
yeah. I mean,
this
it's
is now
15.
15 plus your dex mod.
So it's 14. Wait, what is it again?
Your dex mod. Hang on, you should dex mod more than that.
I have dexterity is
Your dexterity is 3.
Yeah. So what is
Yep.
it?
So 13 plus 3, your armor class is now 16.
16. Whoa! Okay. Oh, sorry. The little things.
Yep. So a nice improvement to your armor.
Yeah. And luckily I had just enough.
That you did, and you got a little extra from selling your old armor there too. So you made a little bit back there too.
Made a little bit back. Armor class went up. And I dumped some weight too at the same time. So
Yep.
bonuses
And
and so
your
many.
hand cannon's got a little bit of bonus now.
Oh, yeah.
Which, when we get back into combat, that's going to be fun because you're going to have to remember your hand cannon bonuses.
Oh, crap. I gotta.
So
Shoot, I didn't write those down.
that's fine because you're going to know that more a little bit later for next one. But yeah, just something that you're going to need to remember. That you chose the Outlaw perk.
Yeah. Outlaw perk. The only reason is I was deciding what would be best for what they have been getting into.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm honest, all three of them are actually really good perks.
Yeah, and I was considering, but I'm like, okay, situations.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No,
What
that's
come
fine.
into? And I'm like, I'll just stick with Outlaw. And it's not
Yeah,
just
like
stick with it, but I was thinking when you were reading them off, I'm like, Outlaw sounds like the best fit for this character. Because I'm like, I can do some stealth. But I'm not that good.
all right. So, do you make your way over to the garage?
Well, since I got a little bit, I got 20 arrows extra, which is nice. Thank you. A little bit of ammo just in case, because I don't know what's going to come at us. And yeah, might as well make my way over to the garage to get my ride. Oh, wait, wrong
All
card.
right. So you walk into Mr. Allen's garage, and you see that midnight blue sparrow
Oh, look at
is
that beauty.
sitting there,
Forget the red
and
one.
it is very clean looking. It's very fresh. It's brand spanking new. And Mr. Allen walks over to you and he slaps a pair of keys into your hand and goes, "Happy trails, son."
Thank you,
And
Mr.
he
Allen.
closes your hands with those keys in there and he hands them off to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Beautiful job.
If anyone asks, you tell them where you got this.
Oh, definitely.
And he smiles and winks at you and
I hop on that thing.
goes, so we'll actually talk a little bit about the sparrow here really quick, just so you have an idea of what this is going to be capable of. So, bear with me a moment. I got to actually pull this up because I didn't have it open.
Oh.
Okay. So, to be specific, you have yourself an S20 Cavalier Sparrow. This is a medium-sized sparrow with a top speed of 140 miles per hour, with a weight limit of 520 pounds. So this is a slower class sparrow, but it is meant to carry a heavier load. This is kind of more by design from these guys themselves because they typically would end up carrying a heavier load when they go out on hunts like you had yesterday. So this is kind of the sparrow that you're used to already because this is what they primarily use out here.
Okay.
So yeah, top speed of 140, and you have a weight limit of 520. So you essentially, if it came down to it, you can have you can basically carry two people on your sparrow.
Okay, so or I can carry other.
Or you can carry something that's going to be about almost 300 pounds heavier than you.
Holy crap! Okay, oh that's cool. Bonus.
Yep. So just to give you an idea of what kind of sparrow you're working with, it's the heavier, slower one, but it gets the job done. And if you need to drag something heavy, you can do it.
Nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. Sure, I'll take it. I don't mind
All right.
hauling more stuff. Sure.
You never know when you need to drag something that's much bigger than you.
Oh yes.
Yeah, this is the. I hate this analogy, but it works. It's the Ford F-150 of sparrows.
Sorry, I got an F-350 out there, but I gotta get it up to that.
I hate this analogy, but it's too fucking perfect. I can't think of something else that is equivalent.
When you need a good truck to haul you anywhere. Wait, no, it's when you need a good sparrow to haul you anywhere. You get the S-20 Cavalier.
You think Alan tough?
We just go off on a tangent. Woo! Now we're talking Ford Sparrow.
3 episodes in, we already have a product placement.
Well, we got an alarm clock, patent pending on for us. So
That's
yeah.
merchandise.
Yeah, that's merchandise. So hey, we get some percentage if anybody comes up with that. Alarm clock that displays, but it's a ghost. Okay, we get percentage on it.
All right. So, as you begin to pull the sparrow out of the garage, you do happen to see Mel standing outside, and she's got a box, and she's walking it up to you.
Mel, hello.
Oh, hey there, Sonny. I got a little present, and she hands you a box. Do you open it?
Oh yeah.
So you see a thermos in there, and you happen to see a variety of dried meats.
Oh yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Mel.
I put a little soup in there for you, and you got a variety of our jerky, courtesy of the deer you killed the other day.
Thank you, Mel. I greatly appreciate this. It will not
So
go to waste.
you have in your pack now 7 days of rations.
Yes. I'm gonna write that down just so I know. All right.
Yep, and I mean, if we're getting specific, so you would have 5 days of jerky and 2 days worth of soup.
2 days. Oh, okay.
Well, 2 servings essentially.
Yes.
So 2 full servings, basically 1 meal. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
So she hands that to you, and she also says, "I also got something here for you too." And she hands you a blanket that is wrapped up.
A blanket?
A little something to keep you warm at night when you're out there in the wild.
Thank you, Mel. This will be great. It will keep me warm.
She smiles at you very warmly, and she comes up and gives you a hug.
Oh, good. I was going to give her a hug back just to say thank you, too. Dang it, you're thinking ahead of me.
Yep, and she smiles and lets you go, and she goes, "Well, hope to see you around someday."
I do as well. I would like to return maybe one day.
I think we'd all like that very much.
Pack up the stuff on the Sparrow. I'd have DVD.
Yep, so as you're packing up, Jack approaches you and slaps you on your back in that same old way that he always does, and goes, "Well, you heading out then, huh?"
Yes, Jack. You've all been great here.
He just kind of nods and goes, "Well, I don't know what you hope to find in the last city, but I hope you find what you're looking for.
I do too, Jack. I do too. But I do keep my word. I will send you information back about anything I find. I won't send people. I will send only info. I will
He
find a
just
way
kind of he nods and smiles, and he goes for a handshake.
give him a handshake back really strong. Let him know I care.
He gives you a very firm one. You almost feel your knuckles crack a little bit under that firmness. Good luck to you,
Woo.
son.
Thank you, Jack. Stay healthy, stay alive.
We do our best out here, and slaps you on your back again and heads back into his office. So it's morning at this point, and it's pretty cool out. You can feel the cool air at this point as you're getting ready to go.
Okay. Pack up the rest of the stuff onto the Sparrow and climb on. Start it up. Take one last look around. Head on out.
All right. So you rev up the engine and you take off. So you've got about a 4-day journey between here and actually reaching Old Chicago. So for brevity's sake, we're going to kind of skip a little bit ahead. And you're about 2 days now into your journey. So at this point, you're already kind of in the Midwest. You've changed scenery entirely from the mountainous forested areas to the plains of the Midwest. You're basically driving across just fields of grass. And it's a kind of a hilly region. You're not seeing really any buildings or any structures. It's very much in the countryside at the moment. And now, as you're driving, make a perception check for me.
Oh, good. I was going to say, can I do a perception check? But you already did for me.
Yeah, I do. 9.
Ugh.
Okay. So...
Even I know that's not great.
Well, you're not... Actually, you're not going to miss this. So, as you're driving along... And as you're looking off to your left-hand side, just looking out into the field, you happen to see a crashed ship. You can't quite see what it is from here, but it's not smoking and it doesn't appear to be on fire, so it might have been there for a while.
I stopped the Sparrow.
All right, so you gotta stop in the road. DB kind of pops out, goes,
Yep.
What's wrong?
Ship. See it?
He kind of turns and goes, Yeah, I see it.
Can you identify it?
We're gonna have to get a little closer.
I hop off the Sparrow. Can you pack that thing?
Absolutely, and he takes
you.
the Sparrow and puts it away. So, the ship is, from where you are standing, it's probably about 300 yards away. It's a good ways out from you still. Do you want to move closer?
I do, but first, what's around the ship? Is there like rocks or trees?
Where you're positioning and the grass that's kind of surrounding you, you can't really tell what's around the ship. You're only really able to see the top of the ship kind of crashed into the ground.
Okay, I want to approach, but can I stay kind of crouched to the... How tall is the grass?
The grass for you is probably about... We're going to say about chest high.
Okay, so I can just walk toward it slowly.
You can walk toward it slowly, yep, but you're not really gonna be able to see much like below the horizon line. Like if you're looking
Yeah.
straight ahead of you, you're only really gonna be able to see straight ahead of you. You're not really gonna be able to look down very much.
Okay, can I stealth up closer then?
Make a stealth check for me.
Yep. Okay, where's stealth?
11. Okay.
11.
So you managed to slip past the grass,
Okay.
and I'm not even gonna make you roll for this one. You see, this is a fallen catch.
Okay.
There is no one or nothing around the area. This looks like it's been here for a good while.
Can I have DB kind of check it? Like scan it. There's it. I'm thinking words.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get a little closer. So he's gonna need to get about 30 feet from the ship. So you're gonna have to get in fairly close.
All right, and if I can see the ship, can I do? You said doesn't look like anybody's been there for a while. Then
Right.
okay,
And
then
to
I'll.
give you an idea of the ship's orientation here, it's sitting on its side. Like, you've seen like how the Fallen catches, like how they will come in and drop in troops. This one is laying completely on its left side.
Okay, if it doesn't, I'm okay. We'll get up closer to it then.
Okay. All right, so you move up closer to it, and DB pops out, and you see his blue cone as he begins to scan the area. It's a natural one.
Poor DB.
He can't seem to see past what's inside the ship. He's gonna make a perception check, though.
I was gonna say.
Let me get his sheet out again because I closed it because I'm silly. 7. Okay. All he can really see is that there are some banners hanging on the side of the ship. I will tell you that these banners are purple.
Purple.
So you were told by Jack that the fallen that they have been encountering were gold banners. This one has purple banners, and that would signal to you that this is clearly not the same house.
Is there? Can I do? What is it? I want to do like an investigation on the ship. Like if I can find anything useful out of it.
Are you trying to go inside the ship, or are you just kind of looking around the ship to see if anything is like useful, like that kind of fell out of it?
Yeah, I kind of want to look inside of it too.
Okay. I'll make an investigation check.
Okay. Where's oh god, I forgot that's. Oh,
16. Okay.
You want the negative? Okay.
So you see more of these purple banners inside the catch. You do happen to see that there's a couple of corpses that are just kind of tossed about inside the ship. It looks like it took a blast from something and rocked the ship, and it basically just hit the ground. But it did not explode.
Okay.
So you don't really spot anything remarkable outside of that you see more of these purple banners inside the ship.
Okay. So nothing. I don't see anything useful to me. Nothing that we can use. Or I might be able to get something for.
There's nothing salvageable from the ship itself. But you can potentially find some little elements that would might potentially be surrounding it, like say like you might find some more spin metal like nearby the ship perhaps. Um, but otherwise, you're not really going to find any specific materials or anything inside the ship that would be considered useful.
Okay, then I might as well get out of the ship now.
Okay. So you and DB exit the ship, and he just kind of turns to you, goes, "Purple banners."
They mean anything?
He kind of shakes a little bit and goes, "I know the gold banners are the ones that Jack talked about, and I've even
Yeah.
seen the gold banners before. That's the House of Kings." But he looks back at the catch again and goes, "I've heard of these people, but I didn't think they existed.
Hmm.
These were this is the House of Rain."
So another house? Great. Do they venture out this far?
DB's kind of like him and hawing again and just goes, "Well, these guys kind of don't exist anymore. Or at least that's kind of how it's been told. The way I've understood it is that the House of Rain was the first house of the Fallen, but then someone in the House of Kings rose up and called on everyone to join them, and then they joined the House of Kings, and everyone kind of left House Rain."
So this ship has been here for a while. Could this be from when they were still in existence?
DB kind of looks back at the catch again, turns to you, goes, "That's the funny thing. I don't know. As far as I heard, these guys shouldn't exist at all anymore. They should have been wiped out centuries ago."
Hmm. Let's check around the ship real quick and then get back out on the Sparrow and get out of here. I don't like this.
All right, make one more investigation check. 13.
13.
Okay. You don't really spot anything else outside of what you've already seen. The banners just kind of stand out to you because you have not seen them on a catch like this before. You've
Mm-hmm.
seen the catch that dropped in the ships and dropped in the Fallen at the junkyard, so you know what one looks like and you know what the banners look like for the gold ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The purple ones just stand out to you because you've never seen them before.
All right. So since there's nothing else, I'd like to get back on the Sparrow and get going again. I don't want to stick around there.
Okay.
Let's get out
So,
of here.
all right. So you hop back on the Sparrow and you make your way out. Nothing really happens around the area. It just seems like that catch was just like a fallen relic. Like it was just there. Nothing was happening around it or anything that you could visibly notice.
Okay. That's why when you had me do the investigation, I was like, I just don't like sitting around
Well,
dead place.
yeah, no, I get
It was
that.
like,
And
something's not right. I don't like it still.
I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Cool.
Anyway, so
Interesting little
you do
side thing.
happen to move on, and as you continue onward, you start to make your way, and you start to notice that the area begins to turn a bit swampy. The forested areas start to kind of turn muddy and mucky, and you happen to notice that there's a bit of a fog, a bit of a haze kind of over the area as you start to roll in. And as you continue further inward, the fog starts to thicken. And you're basically entering the very outskirts of Old Chicago.
Woohoo!
So, night is beginning to fall at this point. You're roughly outside. You're still gonna be about a day's travel if you're going straight to Old Chicago, but you're reaching the area where the swamp area surrounding Old Chicago is like at its distance. So you're just kind of reaching the swamps.
Okay.
So do you want to set up camp outside the swampy area, or are you wanting to kind of be a little bit inside?
Uh, I prefer not to be in it for some reason. I don't like that. No, I'll set up outside of it. Yeah. Duh.
Okay, so you set up in more of a drier area just outside of the swampy area.
Okay.
Um, roll a survival check for me.
Survival. 14.
14. Okay. So you managed to start a fire without any problems.
Okay.
You managed to get a little warmth going on there, and you successfully pitch a camp.
Okay.
So DB is kind of looking around, just kind of observing the area, and goes, "Well, we're about," and he's calculating that in the miles here. He's like, "We're about 300 miles right now, probably from Old Chicago."
Okay. So we don't, what about, we get some rest tonight and we should be able to be there tomorrow?
He's still kind of looking around. He looks like he's a bit nervous.
I'm going to do a perception check. Because I've been thinking about it too. So since
Okay.
I want to see if there's any. Where is it? I keep losing it. There it is. A 20.
Natural
20.
20. So you're kind of getting from DB's, for lack of a better term, body language, that he seems nervous about Fallen dropping in. But as you're looking around and you're kind of noticing this too, for how much that you've been told that the Fallen surround this area, you haven't encountered very many. Because you encountered a Fallen catch that was crashed just the other day, and you haven't seen any flying in the skies.
I think we'll be
But
okay,
DB is visibly anxious, and he's kind of looking around like he's kind of almost expecting to see one pop up out of nowhere.
DB, come on over here and take it easy. We haven't encountered any yet. Are you picking something up?
No, but that's what really worries me.
I know, it's been awfully quiet.
It's been too quiet. Are you kidding? We should have ran into at least probably 5 catches by now. We've only run into one that was crashed.
Yes.
This doesn't make sense. Maybe Jack's right about the Fallen assembling an army or something.
We're going to have to find out and see what's going on. We got to get to the Lost City. We need to get to the spaceport to get there. Or at least find a ship.
DB nods. He's like, yeah, it's just... And he's trying to, like, calm himself down. Like, you can see, like, he's trying to, like, pull it together. He's like, okay, yes. We're okay.
Just relax. We haven't encountered anything, and so far we're not picking anything up. We are pretty open here, so we can see stuff coming around.
DB he's like kind of like sitting a little bit like almost in your hands, but he's still kind of like looking up at the sky. It's like, I know.
I just pat him on the top of his head lately. All right, buddy. Waiting for him to get annoyed with me.
He's like, you can tell like he's a little bit shaken because he's genuinely worried. He's the fact that this is worrying to him should kind of signify a little bit like this is not at all normal. Because for all the time that he has been spending searching for you, he's been well aware of how the Fallen operate around here. And for him to be this worried that he's not finding the Fallen, in the back of your mind, you know something is up, but you still can't quite put your finger on what.
Yes, and it is. It really is. If they are assembling an army, DB, we won't see much of any of them, really. What we have seen, we fought. And then we see this ship that is from a supposed banner that is no longer. And we haven't come across anything.
And he turns and kind of looks up to you, goes, "Don't you find any of this just so strange?"
Yes, everything is strange right now to me, DB, as I look down at him. And I don't understand it all, but something, yes, does not feel right. If we haven't encountered anything other than that down ship on the way here, I'm wondering what we will encounter in the old Chicago.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to find out.
For now, I need to try and rest.
And DB just kind of slips into your pack, and he just goes quiet for a little while.
Sit there, enjoy the fire for a little bit longer, and then try and get some sleep.
So as you let the night progress, and you get some rest, and that is where we're going to end the session tonight. So,
okay, that was fun. I got a sparrow and a cool one too. I love it. That nice midnight blue. Nice. I was like, watching
color.
I was like, he's gonna give me a rusty thing or something probably, and I'm just gonna laugh it off too. But I'm like, you put me in awe when you said that. I was like, are you serious? Really? That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll take it.
I mean, if we're being fair here, I basically gave you a Honda Civic, but with a nice paint job.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, yeah. It's the Ford F-150 of Sparrows with the paint job. There we go. Because it can haul, at least.
Because it can haul, yep. It's fucking Ford tough. God damn it.
Let's see how tough it is. I'm going to put it through the ringer.
Well.
Oh, we're missing a piece. Oh, well. Hey, you said it first.
I know.
Ford Tough. I got a Ford Tough Sparrow.
I know, but it's the only analogy I can think of when it comes to the Sparrow. It's like, yeah, it's a fucking. It's not an F-350 like you got, but it's all hauler. So it's a 150.
Yeah. That F-350 is called
hauler.
Yeah, this one's the big heavy hauler, and it's called the White Elephant because it was a nickname we gave. Because it's all white. It's just like, what the heck? This one's just the F-150, but hey, it's haul. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Hi, Star! Yes, we're not in session now. We just
finished. Hi, Star. Yep, we have just finished.
We're talking about my Sparrow, my ride. Me. The F-150 of rides and keep doing. Now I need a depiction of a Sparrow with F-150 on it.
I already can think of one that's already in Destiny 2 right now.
Oh, are you serious? There is one? Something like that?
Not well.
Okay, now I gotta look it up just to find it.
So it's okay. The Sparrow I'm saying in Destiny 2, I have referred to as the John Deere
The
because it
John
looks
Deere.
like a literal tractor trailer.
A literal. Wait. Okay. You know what? No, I'm gonna leave that. Get back in that page. Get in there.
I will find you a picture of this sparrow and send it to you later, but I'm going to just tell you now this is one, not the one you have, and not the one you're going to get.
God, please. No. Oh, it's not the F-150 one.
Oh, you've got your standard sparrow, and it's a hauler, so you've got
Oh,
you
Jesus Christ! You weren't kidding.
yes,
It's up on
legit.
stream. I thought you were joking.
And
Like it's gonna be.
ride it, and you ride in it in the same way you see a John Deere tractor.
Are you serious? You don't
Yes,
ride forward. You sit back in it
you
like you're
do not
driving.
ride forward. You are sitting back in that thing, just
Warrior
like a
steed. Oh Jesus.
yep. It is a lawnmower. It literally is.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You've got to be kidding. All I did, you can see Destiny 2 Sparrow, and I typed in John Deere, and it
Yep.
came up with it. I was like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
If I type in F-150, will I see that one?
I'd be shocked if you did.
Let's see what
I've
happens.
never made the comparison to another sparrow, but
Let's see. If somebody actually nope, okay. Whew, that one has scared me. That
yeah,
one's hilarious.
I'm
The John
shocked.
Deere.
I've never seen. I can't think of a sparrow that is in the shape of like any kind of a truck or even an El Camino. Like
Just
there's just nothing.
popular sparrow as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, that one does look like it.
That's yeah.
Yuri
Yeah.
on Ice with you later. Okay. I'm talking Destiny here right now. But yes, I can watch some Yuri on Ice with you later. Have you
Yeah.
done your training first? No, I went to Victor now. Yes, it does look like a lawnmower, doesn't it? It's like, what in the world? And the bad part is, I have a John Deere sitting out there. And it don't
Mm-hmm.
run. And it's a tractor, but it looks like a mower. But it's a tractor.
Yeah.
And it has those colors, so it's like, you gotta be kidding me.
Mm-hmm. See,
Wow.
I didn't even look at it with that paint job. I saw it with the original paint job, like that the orange and black that you see in the left corner.
Oh, this one right here.
The bottom left,
Yeah, there
like
you
the
go.
orange and black. Yeah, that's the original.
So is this a
I knew it
skin?
like that, and I immediately spotted it as a John Deere.
I could see why. I mean, it still looks like a lawnmower.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is this just a like a skin, or what do they call it? It's a skin.
Yeah, that's a shader.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
That's what
that
it is. I
yeah,
couldn't remember what it's
shader
called.
that produces that color.
You have to donate us $500 to get my Discord. What? I'm trying to make us revenue here, Dave. I'm kidding.
Extortion to the nth degree.
I'm teasing.
As is that.
Oh, I'm so proud.
uh,
She took 10%. Oh, she's learned so much. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I am not driving that around in this series. No. No John Deere tractor for me. F-150 maybe, sure.
well,
That
you
is
got no
fu-
choice. That's what you're driving around now.
Oh, god.
Yeehaw!
Oh no. I want that. Right there. See, look. Here's the funny part. I ride one of those at work. That orange and black Husqvarna.
Yep.
I
And
ride it.
What are you gonna be imagining you're doing when you're riding that thing?
Not going very fast because they suck. They have for, to me, I don't like them as much. They're supposedly a good brand, but after dealing with a couple of them we've had, but that could be just because people have abused them. Not really fast.
Yeah.
But I will try to imagine that. And if I get the John Deere I have out here running, that's all I'm going to imagine. Because that one really runs. It's a tractor. It's a little mini
Yeah.
tractor. So, yeah, I'd imagine driving that around. Here's the one without it and then with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. She does the knife trick. That's right. All I feel like when you're saying that, Star, is when can you watch Dad? That's all I read.
Right now, Dad.
Well,
Right
give
now.
me a moment. Gee. Oh my God, these have been great episodes that we were doing. So this technically is episode 2. Yeah.
I mean, this is a learning experience for both of us, both as player and GM. So we're both.
Well, and to remember, I have that one ability, and I was thinking about it. Can I use it here? No.
He didn't. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this wasn't a combat at all heavy episode, and we put it in a little bit of a mini game just to kind of change it up a little bit.
Well, and then I mean, really, everywhere I was going, what am I gonna? Yeah, I'm gonna drag the book out of the room with telekinesis. Mine. No, I really wasn't gonna steal the book. I just wanted to see if DB can scan it, and then I was like, no, I don't want to take it from him. I was like, a page is all I was gonna copy, but when she said no, I'm like, I'm not gonna argue it.
Mm-hmm.
As is, DB's got it, but whether I do anything with it as Euros might be profitable in the end.
I did ask you this at the beginning, and I'm going to ask you this again. Do you know what Stonehorn is now? Or where I pulled that from?
I cannot. I actually started, I was kind of offshoot while you were doing some stuff, and I was trying to look it up quietly. I'm like, I know this has to, and I can't put my finger on it.
I'm almost positive you've seen this movie, and I'm just waiting to see if you can tell me what it is.
That's the problem, is I cannot remember right now, and it's probably going to hit me later on, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to message you in the middle of the night. I know what it is!
I'm going to get a text at 3 a.m. and just like...
Yeah, you're gonna get one.
Like you're yelling the line at me. Like I'm not gonna say it, but
no, I will figure it out. And no, I want this sparrow. Can I have that sparrow? That looks like a piece of junk almost, but it looks cool.
It is, but
I'm kidding. Exotic. Yeah, I know it says it here.
I have that one.
You have that?
Yep.
What's it like? I mean, what's it?
I don't use it.
Oh, can I have it?
If trading was possible, I would gladly give it to you.
You know, if they did trading in there, the whole game would just.
Yeah, it would break.
Yeah, I'm just like.
It's already broken, but.
Yeah.
Fair though. To be fair.
Oh, that looks mad.
They have a lot of planned updates for the upcoming sandbox for season 14. Some of which I'm actually pretty pleased with because. Sleeper Simulant is going to be a badass again.
I see. I got to remember all those. Oh, why do I look like I'm playing Subnautica with this?
Because it kind of gives you that same feel and look to it. It's
their
similar aesthetic.
Fox ride that they have in the second Subnautica. Man. I could build that in Space Engineers. I could just put the mod in.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain went off on tangent. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, look at these pretties. Oh, my God. Oh, what in the world? Was this Tron? Wait a minute. I think I've seen that. I've only seen it once. When somebody zipping by me. I was like, what in the world?
Oh, yeah. There's so many sparrows out there. And
I'm glad they... DB is kind of upgraded, so it was like when you said he got his shell, and I was like, that is so cool. Hey,
And while I understand it's a little off topic here, with Guardian games currently going on in D2 at the moment,
I haven't
uh,
done anything with that really.
that's fine. Don't even sweat it. It's just a free event, and hunters are gonna win, so y'all can suck it.
Yeah, I mean that's what's been kind of going on in there. I keep hearing that. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Well,
Well, it even
I'm
said it
not
in
gonna
there.
get too much into the detail of how they determined how to balance Guardian games this year. On paper, it was a good idea, I think, but in execution, it fell completely fucking flat.
Oh,
And I mean, hunters are running away with it. We've
well,
won we've won 8 of the 20 days already.
and I thought I heard one of the NPCs said, "Oh no, the hunters are winning."
Oh yeah.
Not in a bad way. They were just saying, "No, the hunters are winning," and I'm like, I was like, "Is that what?" I thought it was you saying it because it sounded similar in voice, and I'm like, "Dave." I'm like, "How did you
I
get a
mean,
voice
you
line in
might
here?"
be hearing the NPC chair that talks about the Crucible.
It was something to do with whatever that event is. That like what you said, hunters are winning it. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm
Hunters are crushing Guardian games this year.
yeah. So I was just like,
Hunters have won 8 days, and Warlocks have won three. Titans, you Crayon Eaters are at 0.
really?
Yep.
I've never played them, but what happens in it? I mean, what do you
Well,
do?
okay, so kind of quick backstory here. We'll kind of finish the stream on the story. But last year in
Story
Guardian
time.
games, um, it was basically
Oh,
weighted that um, it went by population because over, I think they said like 60% of the population in Destiny 2 is hunters. So to balance that out, what they did last year was they increased the point totals for Titans because they're the smallest of the character pool, and because of whatever bonus they gave them, Titans pretty much ran away with the whole fucking thing.
oh,
It wasn't even close. It was literally a blowout because Titans had were just outpointing everybody. It was ridiculous. So this year they decide to weight it
story.
not only against the balance, not the balance, but the player population. But to do this, what they would do is if any group fell into third place, they would get a permanent 10% boost to their point totals. So the third place, losers would eventually get back on top because their bonuses would net them so much more points. Like I said, on paper, this works because in theory, if the losing team continues to lose, their bonuses are eventually going to stack up so high that they should eventually get back, like, eventually take the number one spot, right?
Okay, so they just suck. Okay.
Well, this is the thing, and we're going to end up kind of reading this post mortem. I don't know if Titans have given up because they know they can't win and they've just flat out don't care and they're not playing anymore. Because Warlocks are the only ones that are giving Hunters competition, and Warlocks have been winning the last 3 days.
Hmm.
So it's like Titans have just like they're so deflated that it feels like they've given up.
Well, I can understand how that would feel. I mean, kinda, you
Yeah,
get you
and
like on the losing side. It's like, well, why bother anymore? Because that's what a lot of people
exactly.
do. They
And
just
but
give up in a
that's
sense.
the same feeling that everyone else felt last year when Titans were running away with it because their totals were so high that it was just out of reach.
Wow.
And we're feeling the same way with Hunters this year because they didn't weigh it against the population in the same way. So Hunters like have way more people playing on their side than anyone else's. So
Yeah, I mean,
it's
Hunter is fun class to play. I mean, I'm
oh
enjoying
yeah.
it. I like Warlock too. I have not played Titan at all, and I've seen how the Titans work. I mean, Joker played
I
Titan.
mean, just buy a
So,
box of crayons.
yeah, yeah.
And make sure you unwrap the paper before you eat them.
Oh, I thought they tasted better that way.
I'm a Hunter main. I'm biased. Fuck y'all Titans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
You heard it. He's not sorry. I just clarified it in a
Sorry.
shorter.
Not sorry.
It's your fault. You did it. Uh, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. You flipped him over and you shot the wrong guy. You know, all that fun stuff. So,
Yeah.
Kit
But
Kat.
we'll end the stream here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for hanging out, Star and Kit Kat and everyone else. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna keep doing this. Next week, we will not be doing this on Saturday. We are moving this to Sundays. So this is gonna be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. I think that's what 1 p.m. Pacific where you're at.
Yep.
Yep. So next week, Sunday will be 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, thank you. Next, that'll be awesome. Yep. So next week Sunday, we're moving to our stream to then, and if we have any other changes, we're gonna let you know.
Yep. Kit Kat, I whispered you to my Discord. I can talk. So it should be through your thing, the Twitch thingy, whatever it is called.
Yeah, and Kit Kat, I'm gonna add you onto my Discord now, so you're gonna get a friend invite here in just a second.
Say the line. Oh, that line. Wrong show. This is Destiny. No, I'm kidding. I'm not that mean. She wants me to say Yalla blue tebia my dosh, meaning I love you, my daughter. I say it, and I can still speak some Russian. I have to relearn a lot. I do wish somebody was still around so she could help me master the accent more and more of the language, but that's okay. I don't mind. And I hope you got the whisper, because I couldn't see my own number at first until I sent it to you. Because for some reason I have it blocked right now, so I can't see nothing. Oh, you did. Okay, cool. All right, hang on. I'm gonna hit it, and you get to see here. What a name! That is an interesting name. I'm used to seeing something else, but okay. I'm gonna say this name all over the place. I'm gonna put the. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not that mean. I could be a real dork. Oh, okay. Everyone just have a good night. Good weekend.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Stream out! No, later.